You're killing my vibe. Another night, another bribe. Crash off the cymbals, blocking my shot. Every time I think she's getting hot, I'm left here cold with his tambourine. He's the worst wingman I've ever seen. Boy, I know you got my back. Except when we're under attack. When it comes to love, you're killing my vibe. Another night, another bride. Crash off the cymbals, blocking my shot. Every time I think she's getting hot, I'm left here cold with his tambourine. He's the worst wingman I've ever seen. Whispers and lies, dark heads and shambles wear the disguise. They call it beasts with a crooked grin, but the games they play we never can win. Promises fading like smoke in the air. Now as the poison they're leading to share. Just of the order like chaos of thrones, broken laurels carved in stone. Cult of the companion rising high, trading love for the sea under the sky. Peaceful hearts turn to ruthless steel. In the night, corruption still. Silent prophets dancing on strings. Politicians pulling darker things. Whispers lying beneath the loose glow. The face they show is not the face we know. Promises fading like smoke in the air. Powers of poison they're eager to share. Just changing subtle ways, whispers of the depth inside, swallowed by the rising tide. Hoping light will find my way, drawing strength in night and day, rising like a phoenix flame. Out of ashes we break the chain. Heartache will define. Shining in the suits up high, looking down with those blind eyes. Never hear us, never see. Shut your light, they'll never be. Whispers in their golden heart.
Let's see here. Make sure the desktop audio is on. Okay, sound check would probably be pleasant.
Alrighty,
You're
testing
asking?
the audio.
Cool.
Hello. I think I can hear it. I heard Paul and myself.
You hear me?
Long- Yeah.
Think I'm here?
Okay.
I'm gonna turn up Anna's volume a little bit more. It looks like that's maxed out. I can't turn up Anna anymore, so.
We got everyone?
Yeah.
We got everyone?
I got an echo somewhere.
I think so, right?
Where do we have an echo?
I'm gonna mute myself in case I'm the echo. Okay, well, welcome back, everyone. The previously on X-Men. I mean,
This time on
X-Men
Dragon Ball Z.
97.
yeah.
Use the 97 theme song of X-Men.
Oh man, I lost my spot. Okay, so last time the band Carnal had made its way out of the crater that remains where the city of El Terrell was, and they had spent the night in the little district south of the Chianthor River in an abandoned hotel. We opened up in the morning with a knock on the door from a man introducing himself as the ferryman. He had a few other people with him and was offering to sell them goods. Him and the gentleman with him didn't sound like the ferryman that you, or the person that you had talked to through the door the night before, but seemed friendly enough. The group agreed to come over to the ferryman's house to peruse his wares, and as they got everyone up and got ready to go do that, Winley kind of made her way stealthily there, noticing that it looked like some of the buildings in the town had been gone through, at least quickly, and some doors kicked, some peeking in windows, seeing objects scattered around, furniture knocked over, that kind of thing, and not noticing really any carts or people out in the streets. And when she got to the ferryman's house, as you can see, there was people working, but also a bunch of goods kind of piled up outside, and horses and carts and what appeared to be a merchant's carriage that she recognizes as not being from that area. And while she was scoping this out, the Sane and Zama and Charles were back at the inn, kind of talking to the rest of the group that they have with them, letting them know that for some of them, mostly the previous band, or I think it's the Crimson Tears band members that are left, offering for them to kind of stay with the group as long as they'd like. And for the rest of the audience members that are still left, offering to get them at least as far as Baldur's Gate, which seems to be the only place really left close by to get to quickly that may offer some safety and a chance to investigate what happened. At that point, everyone made their way to the band made their way to the Ferryman's house, leaving the rest of the people behind in the inn for the time being to see what they could buy. Sane was able to negotiate the exorbitant prices down to something a bit more reasonable. And Zama was able to start purchasing some goods, inspecting the merchandise, finding the mules and horses to be well taken care of, the feed to be of good quality. Winley kind of poked around and could tell, I don't know if this carriage is really theirs. She kind of pulled Sane aside and says hey, I think these guys maybe are not on the up and up. Hence, their hackles all kind of raised when it was mentioned that Zama was a hell rider and that they had an order of the companion with them as well. Maybe these guys aren't, on the up and up. So, maybe we could see if you can rob a robber. So, plus it's been a little mysterious. They haven't noticed the gentleman that was at the door the night before as well. So they decide to, play it cool and just knock as many of them unconscious as possible. And that's what they do. End up knocking out the ferryman and one of his compatriots. The other two, I think, made their way away as fast as they could to safety, not wanting to be knocked out. And that's where we find the group. They've been divvying up the wares. I'm going to move us back to that scene since we kind of left that a little bit undone. So I'll bring you guys all over to that screen. I think I got to drop Julius on here though. I'm guessing you can't see anything, Julius?
Nope, nothing. It's all black.
Oops. Players. Drop in Julius. Oop. There you go.
Let there be light.
Okay, again, so this is the ferryman's house. There was a couple of guys that came over from the stable. They have run off. There was a guy that was in the house that came out and attacked Sane. He's unconscious by the door. Another guy that I think was in the house that came out to help the ferryman, or was already out there. And he's unconscious next to Charles, and the ferryman's unconscious next to Winley. I do believe I'll hit so there are some things I think left on here, so I'll hit show players so that I can at least show. I don't know if you all need to see what's on the guy still, but I'll just show you all. So that is what's left on his person. The others have taken some stuff as well. I think the containers are all set up right, but if you want to look at your characters, if you're still carrying 1,000 pounds, I guess Andrew, for your sake, to kind of recap, if you go into the inventory of your character under, I think, are you familiar with the backpack at the top and how that kind of works?
I am not. You say it's at the top?
Yeah, if you go into your inventory and you have all your stuff listed in lists there, at the top where you have your strength and size and your multiply, there should be a bag there, and if you click on it, it opens up another window that has everything that's in that bag.
Okay, yep. Yeah, I see it now.
So for the backpack, since you're wearing it, all that weight applies to your character. So when you look at the little bar at the top of your inventory window that says weight carried by the total weight you could carry, it's counting everything in your backpack. So
I'm good to take some of these things that just popped up.
Okay.
Is that the case?
Yeah, take whatever you
Yes,
want.
so these things that are left on here, I think you're able to take. So for some of the things like the horses, I'll have to make some adjustments so that it doesn't look like you're carrying the horse. But
And say, I don't think a draft horse will fit in my backpack.
So I left the draft horses in case you wanted to take the draft horse and cart or whatever. I left those there, but if you don't want to take them, then I'll take them. But those are going to carry a lot of people, and you can keep it after you're done with carrying the people to Baldur's Gate or whatever. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah, and the carts can carry 2 people at the most. The wagons can carry 10 people. The carriage can carry 4 comfortably. I mean, I'm talking about people sitting down and not stacked like cordwood or anything. But otherwise, it's really kind of a function of the weight that the vehicles can carry, or that the horses can pull.
Now we must stack the people.
Yeah. So, question on the carriage. I'm assuming 4 people inside it, or
Yeah.
2 people inside and 2 drivers.
Or
how
4
does
people
that back?
inside.
4 people
being
inside, and
transported.
then
Yeah.
okay.
So you could get 2 people up into the driver's section. You could have people hanging off of it too.
Okay.
4 people are going to be like what can sit inside of it in the passenger cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, and like the cart is like literally just like a piece of plywood with a tongue and some wheels on it. Like it's like for carrying vegetables and market kind of thing. So I mean, you can comfortably like sit a couple of people. It's like maybe half the size of a pickup bed, a small pickup bed. None of this like.
So like a Maverick.
Yeah, yeah.
Heh.
Okay. So I know some other people took some stuff too. I don't know if any of you want to kind of look at the inventory that you had and took, if there was anything that Julia would make sense for Julius.
Feed.
I just grabbed a couple things.
I have
Okay.
feed. If you grab a horse, I have food for it.
Are you suggesting I do grab a horse?
You don't have to if you don't want to. Just whatever you want to do. But if you do, lamps.
So did you take all the?
I took all the feed.
Okay, because I grabbed a horse, so at some point I might
Okay.
get that from Zuma,
Yeah.
or at least some of it. But
I took
someone has feed.
a rope. A rope? No, I think I took 2 ropes. Yeah.
Yeah, I
and
think Winley's on a riding horse.
Yep.
Charles is on a draft horse.
With the
And-
carriage.
In a carriage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And Sama's got a riding horse and a couple of mules with some carts, I think.
Yeah,
Or wagons.
Well, I got some wagons, but I'll grab the other carts and the draft horses for them if Julius doesn't want them, so we can have people.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take them.
All right, let me grab each one of those and put horses on them, and at the end of the day, I guess we can see what we want to keep when we get to Baldur's Gate and see what we want to get rid of. But let's see here. Okay, so those are the draft horses. So let me put the cart on the draft horse, right? Yeah, the cart on the draft horse. And then this cart.
Question for you, DM.
Yes.
What weapons do these people we've knocked unconscious have on them that can be taken?
I'm still showing overweight, and I don't know why.
They have. So who are you searching?
So I would probably doing a quick glance because I know they had like swords at one point, but I'm just kind of peeking because we're about to have a bunch of civilians with us who don't have weapons. So Winley just be kind of peeking. She's going to be making her. She'd probably start with the people near her, which would be the ferryman, who I don't think is ferryman, and the guy next to Charles. But she's also kind of, while people are putting carts together, doing her little don't be suspicious as she heads towards the house.
How do I undo that? How do I
She
undo
wants to go snooping.
How do I undo that? I want to send back the
Okay,
sack.
so you're gonna start moving. So start moving toward. Are you trying to like hide from the other people that you're searching these people, or you're just trying to search them?
The sleeping bag.
I'm not making a big deal. I'm being discreet, but I'm not like deliberately trying to stealth, like
Gotcha.
Kronk doing his theme music, like running away from them. I'm very interested as they're all kind of, because I grabbed a horse and just kind of quickly put like a rope and like a tent on horse and kind of tied it somewhere just so it won't run away.
Yeah.
But as everyone else is like, oh, like moving all these things, Winley's like towards the house to go search this house.
Gotcha. I'm gonna unpause the game. I guess I also forgot. So let me see. Guys.
Because if anything, she'd be doing more of just a quick glance and not necessarily grabbing the weapons right now, because she's somewhat, like, yoinking this direction to try to get into that house where this other guy is.
Okay, so we'll just say that, you guys have some time. I don't know how much, like, what's the maximum time you guys would want to take, just kind of perusing around this area, like, getting stuff, like, looking through their things, that kind of stuff.
I don't know. Probably depends on, well, since there's so much stuff, I'd say maybe a couple hours just to get everything situated. Because we're going to, like, thinking about it mechanic-wise, we'd go through this stuff and then we have to move the stuff. And with the amount of horses and mules that I have, it's going to take me a minute to get them all wrangled and hooked up and figure out how to and caravan them over to all the people and get drivers for each one.
We also have unconscious people that I'm assuming we have tied up, but like, what are we doing with these unconscious people? Because they're gonna wake up because someone told Winley not to kill them, and so these people are going to wake up.
Yeah. So we, of course, have them tied up. I would like to question them after we're all done with this and see if there's any survivors of this area or if it was completely vacant when I don't think it was, because there was obviously a voice that's no longer seen. Yeah. But see where those people are, if they're still alive, if we need to rescue them. And maybe take those people with us to Baldur's Gate as well. As for the villains themselves, if it's a choice between saving adding villains to the civilians and try to save everybody, or try to maximize our...
I almost got added into a spit take.
Try to get our... like, the survivors that we have, I don't care about the villains. If I have to choose lives, I'm going to choose the innocent over the guilty. So, if we have to off them after questioning, I don't care. If there's nowhere to turn them into within, like, the next 2 hours kind of thing, 2-hour walk or whatever, 8-day walk or whatever. If it's going to be 8 days of walking with villains and having to keep them alive, I don't... I'll be the judge and juror on that one. I'll give them their trial.
So, in other words, we're spending a couple hours here, probably.
Yeah.
That's the long answer to your question.
and after hooking up the carriage, I'd like to ritually cast Detect Magic and just kind of walk around, see if anything piques my interest.
Okay.
So
I'm hearing you guys are... So you guys are putting together kind of all the gear that you found outside. I'm guessing you're going to go through the house. You're going to spend about 2 hours doing all of this. And I'm assuming... what are you guys doing with the unconscious people, I guess? I'm not going to assume anything.
Add up for now.
Okay.
But I feel like Zama, would you say it's accurate that you and I probably give each other the look of like the knowing look of like we're talking to them when they wake up, and then we proceed to do our thing?
I got
Since I'm the hooligan who started this nonsense by clubbing the guy in the back of the head with my dagger.
I got questions.
Okay.
I just gotta remember what they were from 2 weeks ago. I should have wrote them down.
Who's tying them up?
I assume the hooligan that started this, but...
Fine! Wow! The hooligan who's always playing with rope is given ropes and told tie them up. Fine! Does Zama like cheekily just throw ropes at me and gives me the look and points at them?
Well, there was rope in the thing that Phil shared, I think.
Yeah,
right?
there still is. I
Yeah.
didn't take them
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
but
there was. Yeah.
There's still 5 more things of rope, and I don't. I have. I took 1. I didn't take 2. I took 1.
I took one as well. Since I'm not keeping on my person, I could say that I grabbed like 3 of the ropes off. Well, no, because it's 50 feet. Do you need 50 feet each to tie? I mean, if you want Winley to use 50 feet to tie them up very intricately, that would be interesting. But anyhow,
Like
sure, I would grab
cartoon
one
style.
of the ropes or however many ropes are needed, but I'd immediately then be putting them on these people to shove them in a corner.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check, but can you make it with a blind GM roll?
Blind GM? Okay. So want sleight of hand. And I want blind GM, which is there, and roll.
Thanks. So, who is going into the house first? All right, Winley's making her way towards the house. Is anyone else trying to? Anyone else, seeing this one to go with her, or?
Not immediately. I'd probably enter it a little bit after her because I wanted to hook the carriage up first and then take 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic, so I'm not sure how much time that gives her inside.
Yeah, I'd be getting everything ready outside.
Wendy's feeling anxious because she wasn't able to be a Sticky Fingers yet, and she's like going towards this house.
So how's Winley approaching this search of the house?
So if I walk inside and okay, so all right, I have pretty good passive perception. So when I just walk in the room, are there obvious, like I do kind of a quick glance, are there cabinets or other... I'm looking for where the safe/lock boxes and hidey places would be for the high-end shinies.
Yeah. Okay, so but you're kind of approaching this like somewhat carefully, right? You're not just running in the room.
Oh yes, very carefully.
Okay.
I'm cautious. I'm paranoid.
Okay. Well, considering you guys have 2 hours, and your passive perception is really good. You're you don't nothing stands out to you as like booby trapped. There's no like tripwires. There's no like little weird setups that you're kind of like, well, that doesn't make any sense in this house. And it does look like
I see that. I'm just fisking.
Yeah, it does look like a ferryman's house. You would notice that some of the goods that you guys end up kind of getting at the end of this time are also kind of in the house. They're close to the door. They look like they've been pulled off the shelves and put in boxes, perhaps. Things have been rearranged a bit. You do notice there's a door in as you come in the front door to your back right, and once you get over close to that area, you would notice that there is some blood on the floor and on the door as well.
I would like to check that door carefully for traps. I mean, I'm not seeing any with passive, but I see blood now and I'm going, I'm mentally doing the, methinks I was correct that we robbed the robbers as I'm walking over and seeing signs of struggle and blood. You said it's the back right corner, so am I moving the correct direction?
Yeah, right behind that stool, straight back from that stool, there's a door.
Oh, I see it. Okay, so right there.
Yep. And you're able to, nothing jumps out as strange about this door. You're able to kind of take your time and like feel it out, like look at the lock pretty close. Maybe using some of your tools, you like test some things in the door, but it doesn't look like there's any spikes or mechanisms. The hinge looks pretty rudimentary, that kind of stuff. So, yeah,
The door
and
locked.
I would say, as you're like you're like kind of carefully testing to open the door, you're like looking up. There's no like just even bucket of water at the top or anything like that. It's just like it's kind of in the up and up. Although when you do crack, well, no, you probably wouldn't. Yeah, when you crack the door, I don't know. We'll say the hinge open. The hinge is on your left, and so the door opens up from your right side, looking into the room.
Okay.
You immediately see a chest on the floor to your right with kind of drag marks on the wood, and a body on the floor next to it.
And this okay, there I see. Hello. Okay.
It's got I think a picture on the token of an old lady, but it is a man.
Okay. All right. Is this person seeming to be with the living, or is this guy clearly a body stuffed in a back closet?
Give me a medicine check.
Oh, good. My favorite. Open roll or blind roll?
You can roll it in the open. That's fine.
Medicine, public roll, normal.
Yeah, you can tell this person has you can see like on their forehead, like the skin backed away, and like you can see skull, but there's no blood running, and you can see big dark pools of blood on this person's cloak.
If I hold my
they're not,
hand
like you
next
kind of hold
to
your hand up, and yeah, there's no breath coming out. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I was about to be like the breath check of putting my hand next to it. Which, I mean, hard to tell because we were just hearing a voice through the door. But does this individual look like they quasi match my perceived notion of the voice that we heard through the door the previous night? Or hard to tell because I know it was a man's voice we were hearing, but
yeah, it was a man's voice. This is a man. It if you go through, I'm assuming you're probably going to go through his pockets.
Oh yeah, and the chest that's next to him. But yeah, I will carefully start going through his pockets and otherwise.
Yeah, you find a kind of like a ledger book that's got a schedule in it for the ferry, and also like the tallies of like costs and stuff, things that probably wouldn't be kept by somebody who worked for the ferryman, but probably by the ferryman himself. So
yeah, okay. Which I will kind of, I'm wearing a backpack, but I'll somewhat kind of palm the ledger just because I know we're going to interrogate those people out there. So this is going to be something I might bludgeon them in the head with later, depending on how they answer my questions. But I would like to carefully check this chest that is next to this body.
yeah, again, you guys you've yeah, I guess give me so you have the thieves tools, right? Give me a sleight of hand with I think advantage.
Advantage? Okay. Because yeah, I have proficiency in sleight of hand and proficiency in thieves tools.
Okay, so while she's doing that, I would start dragging the knocked out people inside the building because I think it's weird us standing over a bunch of dudes in the street just in case.
Oh, we lost. Yeah, I was like, what is going on? Okay.
Hello? I all of a sudden
Okay.
looked up and everyone was gone, and I was like, what just happened?
Not good.
I rolled terrible, but because I have heroic inspiration, can I re-roll that?
Yeah, you can use your heroic inspiration for that.
Okay.
Um,
If I'm
Good.
using heroic inspiration, do I get advantage again, or do I just straight roll?
you get to re-roll one of the d20s that you rolled, so
Okay.
just roll a d20.
Let me sleight of hand that again.
Where's Sonny want to take the bodies there?
Just like inside the door, so that they're not like just laying in the road in case somebody just wanders by. They're gonna think we're bandits.
Okay. Let's track him inside the door here. So
Okay.
And then like shut the
Best
door,
I did
right?
was-
So like it's not like obvious what the hell's happening.
There you go.
are you
Alright,
guys?
my best roll was a 12.
See what's going on
Okay.
here. Okay.
We cannot go in the building.
You should be able to.
Yep, you can.
Okay, so it's probably you're struggling a little bit to get you can determine there's. I mean, you don't run into any like kind of tripwires or things, so you start working on the lock, but it's like you're struggling with it. So it's probably just going to take you some time.
Okay,
to it.
I
Like,
will
you
take
wanna-
that time.
Okay.
Yeah. Winley is still upset that when she inspected the carriage, she is still with crippling disappointment that when she eyeballed the carriage, there was no chest or anything in that carriage outside, and she has finally found a chest. She is determined to open this thing.
Yeah, when you cast Tech Magic, Paul, when Charles gets that off, you're not seeing anything that stands out to you.
Okay.
Magical. What blocks that?
Oh, let me take a look. I think it's like an inch of lead. Let's see.
Does blood block it? Like lots of blood? I guess if
That's
copper
weird.
blocked it, or
That's
no
weird.
iron, right? Like you've got iron in your blood.
That's a
blood would
strange
block it.
question
A
to
foot of
ask.
stone, dirt, or wood, an inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Something to ask Copilot. How much blood counts as an inch of metal? Asking
do you
for a
know-
DM.
Do you know what I googled today?
Oh no. What did you
How
Google?
many bushels is a human body?
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Because we were buying a cart, and then we were deciding between 10 bushels and 14 bushels.
Oh dear.
It's 2, by the way, if you're curious.
All right.
It's a little less. It's like 1.7 something.
Nice.
Oops.
Sama would also fill up the water barrels full of water before we leave here. So after interrogation or whatever, she'd fill up those barrels with water. So at least we have water for the next 8 days or more.
Okay. All right. So Sunny. You don't see any of the magic items or anything glowing. Sorry.
Okay.
And Winley, after a bit of time, you're able to get the chest open. Okay.
Ooh. Okay. Yes. I am going to start just pocketing everything. So I will start taking things and see what it does to my inventory. Is no one else is in here yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Watch your inventory because some of it's heavy.
Yep, I know.
That's not
Yep.
quite true, Phil. As I'm dragging bodies in.
Well, you're in the main area.
The door is open.
Yes, you. Yeah, so Sane would probably see you digging through the chest if that's where he's looking.
What you doing?
Investigating.
Why is it all going in your pockets?
I'm inventorying for later.
Do you need to roll deception?
Do I? I'm inventorying for later.
Just a matter of definition.
All right,
which
then I'm rolling insight because I think that's full of shit. Phil, I got a 22. Anna, are you full of shit?
Deception. Deception. I'm somewhat masking my motives.
That's either perception or persuasion or deception.
Oh, she's lying.
Yeah, I mean, you would notice she's having trouble standing. Even just like can only like shuffle like her.
Fixing my inventory.
So at this point, I would be like, "Hey, Charles, Winley found some interesting stuff in here. She says she's inventorying it," and I say that very sarcastically. Maybe like come in here and check it out. You too, PBJ.
All right. Should we just write it down so we know for later?
That's a good idea. Winley, maybe start pulling all of that stuff back out of your pockets.
Uh-oh.
And PBJ is gone.
I also can't see Phil at all. Like, I see just his background, but I don't see Phil.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, Phil has that problem every week.
Yeah, that happens.
He's the ghost DM.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Ghost.
You're the voice from the great beyond.
If you pesky kids.
What the heck is going on here? Trying to figure out what added so much weight, because I would start handing, like, I wouldn't fight you. So I had found. How do I put this into the chat
hit
or
the little
otherwise?
boxes next to things, it'll tell you like it should tell you the weight per item.
Okay. Because as I'm being told, like, hey, we'll help you inventory. So.
Also,
Okay,
I think
I see the weight on some
coins
of
are
these
pretty heavy
things.
too.
Okay.
I forget how.
I was like, I see the. I'm also, because I have a backpack and I think a sack or something, because I'm making sure I'm looking at where things went, because it just default went places. So
It is
chat,
in
it will
the
tell you
chat,
too.
by
Like
the
what.
way. It is in chat, so if you need a reference
Oh,
that...
I don't want to use that. I'm trying to.
Well, not everything's in the chat because there's gold and stuff, which I
it
don't know
has
if she's
silver,
taking.
but it doesn't have the gold.
But because I would shoot. How do I? Well, I don't know who wants what at this point, because I would start to I had already grabbed a potion of healing off the guy outside, but I would start kind of showing all the people who came in and more potions of healing, because I'd be just handing little vials, like, I'd be willingly, here's potions, like, because they slosh, and Winley's just like, no, I don't need all of these, like,
Wait, you have a handful.
I'd look Julius up and down and be like, Yeah, you might need some of these to start handing him potion.
How many healing potions do I get?
You can trade 2 until in the lower left if you hit request trade, Anna. You can
lower left on where?
Of the whole screen, where all the players are listed, there should be a request trade.
Okay, and so I see it. Okay, so I could request trade.
And then you can pick another player, and then it will let you drag stuff out of your inventory to give to them.
Rover Nerd is Julius.
It disappeared.
Okay, so send trade request. That should work. So I think I did that. Okay. I don't, because I have more than one. I'm trying to not accidentally drag too many. Okay, so drop and drag to trade. So I should be able to. Oh gosh. Do that.
Thank you much.
That work? I'm not. Oh, okay.
It's showing 1 in there right now.
Yep,
trade.
I'm gonna increase that. So I'm gonna. Sure, why not? I will 8. Just start handing you 8 of those. Oops, that did not work. Let me try that again. If I drag 1, 2. Why is it only showing 1?
Is there something that says like update or?
Because I'm trying to drag like more of them, and it's not. Because I tried initially to just like change the number without having to drag.
I want to see what this interface looks like.
Let's see if that worked. So Julius, did you just get a thing? Because I hit like accept on my end to send you 8. Did you get a thing? Okay, it looks like it is.
Yes, I did.
Okay, okay, so there's that. All right.
Anything else fun you're finding in there?
You can change it.
Hold on. I'm looking through because again, it put things into different spots, so I'm trying to.
Exactly. I just want to see.
Look at these.
The interface.
No worries.
That's that. That's that. I found because I'd be showing. Can I actually? Because who's in here with me? It's basically everyone except Zama.
Pretty much.
Or did Zama come over at this point?
Depends if I get everything.
Charles isn't in there yet.
But I imagine it's
probably everyone at this point. Let's say that.
Wait, where'd Sonny go?
I'm in the room. In order to click on the chest, you have to get closer to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But it's already been pilfered. Sama is encumbered, and it looks like Winley's encumbered as well.
I'm encumbered, but I'm about to pass out other stuff.
I don't know why I'm encumbered, because I think there's still something about the horses that's pulling me somewhere.
Well, and if I were to waddle out to my horse, I could put things in the bag on my horse and I wouldn't be encumbered, but at the moment I'm encumbered. I will
I don't know what
pointedly kind of look at Charles, because I observed him do something last night when he took my note and walked away with it to another part of the room. And I'll kind of look at him and any interest in gems or anything? Seems like you maybe do have an interest in something like that.
Well, gems are always nice. Can fetch a good price on the market.
I stare at you to see if you're catching my meaning. I just Cheshire Cat grin, stare at you. Do you do anything?
Yeah. What kind of gems did you find?
There you go. That's what. Nope.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm no geologist, but it looks like some quartz, some lapis lazuli, some obsidian.
I'd like to take a look at them.
Okay. Not actually. Okay, hold on. I need to get rid of that. If I request trade, I'm trying to go to
Hey, Andrew.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can I have one healing potion? You don't have to trade it to me. I'll just up my inventory by 1 and you subtract yours by 1.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm going to undo the trade real quick.
I mean, you could trade me if you want, but I have one in my inventory, so I could just up it by 1.
And spectate this trade just to make sure that you guys are on the up and up.
Never.
Okay.
We found a secret item dupe.
Yeah, it's called the compendiums on the game settings, or the compendium packs tab. You just go there, open it up, drag it right in. Boom. Infinite money glitch.
It's like watering the egg in Harvest Moon for the original Game Boy. Just water that egg and you get unlimited eggs, you get unlimited money.
Phil, while they're trading, I mean, I guess I'm gonna look at this door and make sure, you know, it's okay to open.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think too, and in that weight column on your inventory, it also tells you the total weight, I think, of each of the items.
yeah, it is on some, but then on others it's not. So I'm getting confused over where.
Well, if there's a dash on some of them, that means they don't have a weight.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it's 1, 2, 3, 5, 28, 36, 38,
Yeah, and I think one of my horses are still counting against me,
40,
but I don't know which one.
42, 2, 3, 50. Yeah, I'm not seeing where all this weight is coming from because I'm only counting as I add up everything in my
It's probably one of the horses
stuff.
are
50.
counting against you.
Um,
Whatever's on the horse.
No, it's
Okay.
not that.
Oh, it's not?
It's probably your coins. Coins have weight.
And how is everyone not encumbered? Because I have significantly less money than most everyone else. And so I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh, cool. Thanks. It looks like you fixed the horse problem for me there, Phil. Thank you.
How many coins do you have, Anna?
Significantly less than you. I have less than half what Calliope had, even after looting. That's why I'm like, what? Over that weight.
Well, it could be different denominations.
Oh, no, yeah,
like
50 coins weigh a pound, so that shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
That shouldn't be it.
Yeah, that's why I'm real confused where all this weight coming from as I'm looking through my different bags. Because, yeah, I'm nowhere close what it's saying. Because you said 50 coins is a pound?
Well, and you have
Yeah.
45 pounds in your backpack.
And the backpack weighs 5 pounds.
On top
And
of
the
that.
backpack, so that's 50 pounds for the backpack.
I'm not seeing how I'm getting up to 145 because I just don't have that much.
That's all.
Well, there's
I
the
just counted.
backpack. There's at the very bottom of your list. Those items are heavy.
At the very bottom? In my backpack or in my regular?
In your regular list.
Wow, secret.
Because I don't see a weight listed next to those 3 bottom things in my loot column. It just shows a dash for me.
Well, I guess for the... So I don't know if that. Oh, that's to me. Okay.
Now that it's getting dark, I'm gonna have to turn on this light. There we go.
Oh, okay. That where is that even in my inventory? Because okay, that makes more sense. I was incredibly confused.
I probably should change the name on those, I guess. And that's what they are.
Okay, because I'm trying to find where those even went in my inventory. Like, is that up under?
Should be in your inventory. Like, if you have it by categories, there's it'd be under loot.
Yeah, it's not in loot for me. At least not there. Maybe it's in a backpack. Let me check that.
No, I mean I'm looking at your character sheet right
backpack.
now, so I don't know what.
Because when I scroll to the bottom of loot, all I see is my bedroll and then like obsidian, lapis lazuli, and blue quartz that I just like showed. Well, and I have a couple extra.
I know you've been having some connectivity stuff.
Yeah,
so
let me do a refresh and see if that helps. Because that makes now that you've pointed out those items, that makes significantly more sense as to why I'm overweight. Because I was like, what? As I'm looking at the numbers. Let me do a refresh and see if that helps.
I mean, some of us would offer to carry stuff, you know, if the cryptic messages
I'm
were
going
being decoded.
to have to, because I don't even know how I'd be hiding this. So give me a second. I will explain what Yeah, because I was like, I can't. This is something I can't even like pocket easily. I wouldn't assume.
You just got like the chest like under your cloak, and you can barely hold it. And you're like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Because
like, you know, I have half a backpack open, right?
Okay, so because I misunderstood what I was looking at, to allow other people in on this while my page refreshes, because there ain't no way I would be able to hide this. I'm not stupid enough to even try to hide this. As I'll say, because of their size, I would have left them as like the last thing in the chest. So as people are coming in, I'll just kind of, or like as I'm showing people, I would. Okay, DM, does this work? Because I misunderstood what I was looking at. That I left these kind of in the chest and would have kind of picked up and held to show. There's silver bars in this chest.
I can move them back into the chest.
Okay. Which, those each weigh a pound, which that explains my encumbered, because there's a lot of them. And so I was like, what? I was mentally going coin. And it's like that.
You don't notice anything with the door that would like...
Okay, I'll try to open it then.
You open the door, and it opens up into just the area behind the fairy house.
Okay.
So this is what's
in the chest.
In the chest? Although I don't...
Because I would have...
I don't know why the currency is all back in there.
Well,
yeah, I was like,
she's stealing it all now.
Oh.
I was putting it all back if that had been removed from my inventory. I was... the bars I would have left, because, like, ain't no way on that. But, yeah, I would have kind of, interesting at the group looking at the bars. So, like, there's big old silver bars. I gave Charles one of each of... Which you got that, right, Charles?
Yes.
That trade went through successfully.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So are we not splitting the spoils of this heist, Winley, that we did? Or what's going on here?
You don't know fully what I took. I don't say that. That's me, Anna, saying
I'm
that.
asking you in character.
I did. I just gave you a bunch of.
Okay.
I did. Here are a ton of silver bars. I have just handed you healing potions.
Okay. Phil, I'd like to do a check.
Okay. I mean,
I don't believe her. But
okay. You guys do a insight versus perception.
What's wrong with it? Oh. Insight versus deception, or you said deception, because I was like perception. Yeah. I was like, that's not right when I heard that.
Well, Sunny's pretty confident you're probably keeping something that from the chest.
I shared a lot of other stuff.
Okay. Sonny takes note of that for later impacts.
You guys do know that the silver bars, so those are trade items. So, like with gear and stuff, if you go to sell those, they're typically half what you would pay to buy them. But with like trade goods, they retain their value. So, it's heavy, but these silver bars would probably sell for their full value.
What is the full value on the silver bar? Is that
it's 5 gold per bar.
5 gold per bar? Okay.
Oh yeah, because what is it? 10 gold pieces, if those are... Oh.
Oh, right, the stupid time change. Our event's starting now.
Oh.
As you guys all come into this room too, you do notice there's a dead bloody body next to the chest.
I would like to point out for the record, I didn't do that.
Sane gives her a questionable look. Go
you
ahead,
said
Paul.
not to kill anyone. I honored that. You clearly this was not me, and I'll even kind of sarcastically like show that my daggers are all still sheathed and I don't have any blood on me. Of like,
you guys think this is the ferryman?
I would hold up the ledger. Yeah, I think that's a fair bet.
Ah. All right. Well, at least we know what happened to him.
Yeah, and see, this all supports my assertion that, you know, we were taking care of clearly some bad people out here, so I mean, I don't see how anyone could see anything wrong with this situation.
Makes sense.
I wonder if there was any more besides the ferryman, or bet it was just the ferryman. Wonder if they're working for somebody. We'll find out.
Well, if we get waylaid on the road, we'll know.
Oh, we can just ask. But I see no reason to...
Probably best we don't hang around here for too long.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we
what
got
do we
some
think?
chests
We
loaded
doing
in
a
the
little...
wagons.
So, good idea. Then are we going to do a little wakey and ask some questions on those individuals? And I point at the people tied up.
Yeah, let's get that over with so we can get out of here.
I will walk right by everybody if I can. It's not letting me because people are way.
It's the doorway. You gotta go right through that doorway.
I see.
Yeah.
You see it? Okay. I was like, why can't I move?
What are these things on the bench over here?
Most of the stuff in the room is just that was part of the inventory. There was some thieves' tools that Charles took, so probably those would have been probably some of the tools and stuff. It is you weren't in last session. It was a bit of a oh crap, I need a map situation. So the images may not completely reflect what is in the room.
Are these is fruit bowl here?
Are they what?
Is the fruit bowl actually here?
Sure. We'll say there's some fruit left. Yeah.
I'm gonna take an apple.
Okay. A little mealy, but
yep. And take the apple, and I'm just gonna walk on out, munching on an apple.
All right.
All right. So Julius heads out the door nonchalantly.
I'll start impatiently kicking the boot of the main guy who I had clocked on the head.
All right. So you're waking up the main guy.
Kind of with my foot, kind of tapping his foot, like doing the little nudge, see if he moves.
If he doesn't move,
Sama's there with you.
Oh, does he wake up?
Oh, well, just a second. What is Charles doing?
I'm going to start working on loading these silver bars into some of the chests we have loaded in the carts and wagons.
Okay. And Sane?
Yeah, when he's going to help Charles load up whatever he's loading up silver bars, and then when he gets alone, he's going to basically mention to Charles that Winley's pocketed and shit, and that we need to keep an eye on her. But so that nobody else hears, just the two of us.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate to hear.
It is. And I thought we had a good group with us.
Yeah.
You've known me less than 24 hours.
Is she even really in the band?
I don't think so. I don't even know if she plays an instrument.
Oh, she played that one spider-looking thing.
Ah.
Forget what she called it, though.
Yeah, I have no idea what she called it. You know.
It was clearly a liar, guys.
If only Calliope were around, you know, she would have told her a thing or two. Don't you think?
Yeah. She was always doing what was right.
I mean, she was in my face all the time, and I didn't even do half the shit Winley did.
She would have kept her in line.
Sure would have. Man, I'm gonna miss her, even though she was a little crazy. And then as he's just loading silver bars into the cart.
Miss her. I literally thought it'd be cool to watch her die as part of a ritual because why not? But I'm gonna miss her.
I didn't kill you. I saved you. Don't
you
even.
Wanted to.
Don't even.
That was probably more a player knowledge than character knowledge.
All right, so Charles and Sane are lamenting the loss of Calliope. So Winley and I feel like Julius is like posted up outside, like making sure nobody comes by when the screaming starts.
Yep. just leaning up against the front, chewing on the apple, looking around.
Like just unholy screaming from the inside. Somebody just walking up being like, do you have... Oh, never mind.
No, he's just going to be eating on the apple and just pointing in the other direction. It's like, other side of town, bud. Back over the river with you.
Wait, who are you talking to, Andrew?
Just if anybody random walks up.
Oh, okay.
Starts.
I thought somebody walked up. I was going to be like, oh, crap.
All right, so Winley and Zama wake up the ferryman. He is...
He's
Gotcha.
okay.
He's like, oh, what happened? Hey, why am I tied up?
You see you're tied up because that's what happens when you try to gouge people and when you lie about where you're getting your goods from.
Oh, I see how it is. It's not okay for me to increase my prices, but you can rob someone?
I showed my badge of
Hey
the
there,
Hell
and I'll
Rider because I think he was pretty much knocked out by the time I announced that I was a Hell Rider. But I showed my badge. I'll be like, let's talk about the body in the back room.
Oh. I had nothing to do with that. He had it coming.
What did he do to have it coming?
Yeah, and so which one is it? You had nothing to do with it or he had it coming? And I'll start almost like tapping the top of his head gently with the ledger that I took. Just...
Oh, well, he treated everyone like crap. I assumed when the city disappeared, he must have had something to do with it.
So who do you work for?
I work... I don't work for anyone.
Can I insight him?
Sure.
Oops. Insight.
It's a good thing to double check.
Yeah, you can tell his voice is strained and his eyes are kind of looking back and forth real fast when he says that.
Oh, good. Who else is going to come by? I tap him again on the head with the book.
It's just us. Well, who's left? Did you kill everyone? I only see two of my guys.
No. See, you see, when I make a promise to not kill someone, I don't. And so everyone's still alive. Can't say the same about that guy in the back. But I had nothing to do with that, but I'm under the impression you know what happened with that, because you've already kind of admitted to that.
He held our back pay. He held our pay for months. He said we weren't working hard enough.
Uh-huh. Look at Zama.
Oh, what is my skills on here? Let's see here. Perception.
Maybe you should pay them, Winley.
Let's see.
As he's walking back and forth with silver bars.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you have what?
Can I insight check about this whole pay thing? Like, see if that's...
Sure.
Okay. So, I'll just roll an insight check and see if he's talking about truth about the payment or whatnot.
So, could I, while she's kind of looking at him, sussing him out, if Sane said that to me as he's walking by, could I say low under my voice to him, sure, you could compensate him with that nice carriage that you seem to have claimed mighty quick?
That was actually more...
He just ignores her and he keeps walking.
Zama,
And I'll just kind of mutter again, just so you can hear, that's what I thought.
Anyway.
Zama, you notice with the that when he says that they hadn't been paid, like kind of his voice gets firmer and he looks you in the square in the eyes. And
Still-
seems very passionate about that point.
So how many are there of you that haven't been paid?
Well, there's just me and the other 4 guys.
Were you planning on...
We everybody left town or everything went to shit. So we just figured we'd collect our pay best we could. Maybe make a buck off a few people leaving town. That's all.
And it was just the ferryman?
Yeah, he's just our boss.
So why not just take this to authorities? Why leave him in the back room?
What authorities? The city disappeared.
Yeah, that is a shame.
I figured it was that Grand Duke Ravengard, but
Grand Duke
Who knows?
Ravengard? Who's he? As a player, do I have any knowledge of who Grand Duke Ravengard is?
yeah, he's the leader of Baldur's Gate.
Okay.
You guys saw him in the
Alright.
city when you first kind of started out. He was meeting with representatives of Thavius Creed, who's the leader of Elturel.
Okay, thank you.
That was probably 3 days ago.
Okay. You think he has something to do with this mess? The Grand Duke?
Well, I figured. I mean, can't be good news having leader of Baldur's Gate here. Murder capital of the Sword Coast.
So as he says this, Phil, I'm going to set 4 silver bars down by him. And I'm going to look him dead in the eye.
Mhm.
And say, choose your next words wisely. These bars right here were going to be your compensation for which the ferryman owed you. I think that's worth a lot, considering you murdered him. And we're going to give you your lives. So I don't want to hear any more shit talk from you about Baldur's Gate. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So I leave 4 silver bars by him, and then I continue loading silver bars in the wagon.
All right. Sane leaves the bars by him. Zama and Winley doing.
For your honesty and for the crime that you committed, a life for a life is typically what I would say, but being that the ferryman was also unjust on this, I agree with Sane. We'll give you your lives. You get your back pay plus whatever else is left after for those bars, and we'll take what we need to get out of here as the punishment for you guys, and you can take whatever's left and do whatever you want with it. As the only authority here.
We need it to go back to Baldur's Gate, bitch! He hears, like, in the distance.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed. Are you gonna leave us tied up or?
No, well, until we leave. When we leave, I'll untie you just before we leave. But I don't want you getting in our way, and being that you murdered somebody,
That's a bad idea!
still don't have my complete faith in that. So
They can figure it out!
it's true, they can.
Thank you. And he kind of like is looking back and forth from Zama with like kind of an appreciative look on his face to Sane with like a look of fear, to Winley with a look of a lot of fear.
Is I'm just Treasure Cat smiling at them.
And
Occasionally he catches a glimpse of an apple tossed up in the air outside and wets himself a little bit.
I also lean a little closer to him, so that way this Goliath looks directly into the eyes, like, and if I ever hear about any illegal commotions or anything to drag my butt back here, and I find your face again.
We got the fucking sheriff with us now? Like, come on! You were, like, looting with us!
Yeah. That's punishment.
And the Hell Riders SEC after her. Or after her.
Hypocritical.
Your books better be good and clean.
Yeah. If I just drag my butt back here, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh, man.
Understood?
Yeah. Understood.
Alright.
If Zama starts to walk away, I'll kind of lean close to the guy and just be I'll like put my head level with him and almost like his head probably like I'll almost put my head on his shoulder looking after Zama and just kind of whisper, I think she means it. And then just kind of smirk and walk away after her.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's almost like the federales in Mexico. She takes bribes. She don't care.
It's like the way I see it is I got a lot of people that need to get to Baldur's Gate, and the safest way to do that is horse, buggy, and get as many as we can over there with the supplies that we need. Plus, these guys also, murdered somebody, and I was all ready to take their lives for the murder, but being that he was also not quite a just person, I'll just take the stuff as compensation. That's their punishment. Less stuff to sell. I'm a neutral character.
So, the group manages to grab all of the things that you want from this place, get loaded up. It sounds like there was some kind of dispute between the workers and this ferryman. As you guys leave, Zama unties the ferryman, for lack of a better word at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has something.
Ferryman.
So roll initiative, Zama. Oh, I'm just kidding.
No, you should have, Phil. You should have.
Do I see anything from out here?
So that Ashley learns a lesson.
I'll get into a brawl.
You don't fucking untie your enemy.
Do you just untie him or?
I untie just him.
Okay.
And he can untie everybody else, but then that way it'll keep him busy as we get out of here. So if he does try to do anything shady.
Right. Give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course it's the one that's straight roll. Roll good. Nope.
Yeah.
I'll be back in just a second.
Well, I know nothing.
You walk into the door.
Yeah, no kidding. I can't find
She stubs her toe.
I can't find my glasses.
The pinky toe specifically.
I don't know where my nose is on my face. Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. Gosh. Of course.
Okay.
Well, I got the botch. I got the one out of the way, guys. Hopefully that's the last one we see tonight.
Okay, so
Do
you guys
I hear anything from outside?
Oh yeah. No, give me a perception check. I think. Yeah, we'll say it close enough. Give me a perception. You hear some like grumbling, but you're not quite sure.
Okay. Just come from inside for me.
What's that? Yeah, it comes from
Does
inside.
the grumbling come from inside?
Yeah.
All right.
Like you see Zama walk out, and you know everybody else is kind of left, and you hear that grumbling from inside.
Sounds like that went well.
As much as it can be. I prefer to just take him to the authorities and lock him up in the cell, but
Guess out here we are the authority at the moment.
Yep, that's the way I see it, and unfortunately, I don't have the time nor the patience to deal with their butt to Baldur's Gate. So, yeah, so as well as it can be expected. But
We got bigger things to deal with, anyways.
Yeah, we gotta load up a bunch of people into this small caravan that we have. As I look to my herd of new equine there. Equine? Yeah. You know how to drive?
Can't say I do. Doesn't look too hard to learn, though.
We're gonna need a few drivers. So.
I actually mount my horse as we're doing our short walk back just to adjust to feel and otherwise because it's a new animal to me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, at this point, I think you guys are able to go back to the inn, unless there was something drastically different you wanted to do other than get ready to go to Baldur's Gate, or there was anybody that you needed to specifically talk to. You guys are, I think, working on getting onto the road. So, I'm gonna try out the travel rules here. We haven't had to do those quite yet. So, you have some options. So you guys have some food. I think, Eric, you did the math on the food, right?
Yeah, but I mean, my math got easier today, so.
Okay. So you.
I just for reference, I would use some of my own food for the goblin since I know Sane doesn't want to feed the goblin, but he's.
Oh, they're not coming with us.
Huh?
They're not welcome.
The people at the goblin.
Yeah, no, they can come deal with this mess, and we're cool.
Because I don't know what are all the people that we do have.
Yeah, Brash is not. I did not ask Brash to come with us. I specifically avoided Brash.
Okay. I don't think you made that clear last time.
Yeah, I thought we were taking.
No, I tried to pull everyone aside individually and talk to them and say, "You guys good with coming to Baldur's Gate with us?" And that's what I was trying to do. So Brash and the Goblin are not in our traveling party, in my eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you guys are getting ready, since nobody's talked to Brash or.
Of reference, who is Brash?
Well, okay, Brash is the orc who Calliope knew, who was Order of the Companion, who had tied up the goblin. Okay, that is new information that, Barash didn't get talked to. I wasn't clear on that, because if Winley had noticed that, she totally would have talked to Barash.
Well, she wasn't
Yeah,
there.
and she wouldn't have, because she was out, looking at the ferryman's place. But, if you guys specifically didn't talk to Barash, then nobody told her she's not going either. And so she's packing up and getting ready to go.
Following the herd.
Yeah. So as you guys are kind of meeting outside the inn, getting the wagons loaded up, getting things together, she's like, all right, where do you guys want the goblin?
No, we're good. You're going to slow us down, so we're moving on.
I don't understand.
You're not welcome.
Sane, I think just to get to Baldur's Gate and then they can be dropped off, they can ride with me and they'll take part of my...
I'm not getting slowed down because we're dragging prisoners. That makes no sense. We don't have enough food to feed everybody to even make the trip. And now we're going to pull prisoners with us? That's not happening.
I agree with the prisoner aspect. I don't think we need the prisoner. But I refuse to... this Order of the Companion, you can come. But the prisoner, you got to do something else with the prisoner.
You're just gonna leave us here to die?
Not you. Prisoner.
I mean, you got to go meet up with people in your order or do whatever you got to do. I don't know. You got to figure it out, just like we're figuring it out. But I'm not slowing our party down who doesn't have enough food to make the trip because you want to bring some prisoners around. Oh, by the way, there's some probably other people you might want to go talk to in the cabin down the road there.
Yeah.
There also could be your prisoners as well because they're bandits. They're like robbing and murdering people, which I think you're concerned about. So maybe go figure that out.
She gets a deep scowl on her face and kind of looks at all of you and is like, I see how this is.
You can come. I'm perfectly fine, but I agree with the prisoner. We gotta. I want to look forward to make sure that everyone who's innocent gets to Baldur's Gate safely and as healthy as possible. And that includes you, just not the prisoner.
He's rather small. I don't see why this is turning into such an issue when he might possess information over what happened.
Does he have information of what happened?
All right.
You guys had already kind of questioned him about, his employment with,
Because that might have something.
Ashclaw.
Ashclaw.
Because, yeah, I mean, that was the whole reason why I didn't want to take the prisoners.
If I understand this correct, then it's let the goblin go, or I can't come. But if I let the goblin go, I can come.
You can leave him with the new ferryman.
Listen, if you come with us, I don't think we're going to see eye to eye on how you see the world and how we see the world. So you're probably better off not coming with us.
Kind of looks around at the whole
We're
group.
from Baldur's Gate, and I say that with disdain.
Well,
Speak for all of you?
I'm from Candlekeep, and actually I have quite a lot of interest in magic and the companion and history and otherwise, so, I feel like you could be, I'll size her up for a second, because I'll see that she is probably fairly well armed, because she's Order of the Companion and otherwise.
You guys are all at a metal show, so she's got a chain shirt and a mace.
Well,
okay. But
Sunny.
So I'm good with traveling with you, and if it will get them to just move on with it, I can share my rations with the two of you just to get them to stop. But that's where I'm at.
All right, Sonny laughs when she says this, and I'm like, Winley, I also don't think you want a goody-goody around watching you, because she probably wouldn't have been very happy with what she saw back in what was the guy's name? The boatman's house or whatever it was? I don't remember. So we're better off without Marash. That's my statement on this.
Sonny, if you two don't get along, you don't have to stand at the same end of our convoy. So we got enough people in there anyways to give you some distance if you care that much.
Yeah, what Julius just said. I was under the impression you were going to be riding in that very fine carriage you seem to have just acquired.
Yeah, I have, just like you. We took it from them. So do you want to go to Baldur's Gate and have this person turn you into the city guard because you're stealing? Probably not a very good idea.
Rash, was it?
I was going to say, what, Andrew, was Julius trying to say something?
Oh, Julius already said his part.
Julius what?
Julius already said. Yeah, I already said what I said.
Gotcha.
Rash, do you really have a problem in kind of the situation we find ourselves that we acquired goods somewhat forcibly from people who had stolen it in the first place, but now we're distributing it to all of you and helping all of you?
When she says distribute, Sane laughs.
Well, I'll leave this one to you, Brosh. If you want to travel with us, you can make your decision. Otherwise, I understand not wanting to travel with us and everything, and I'll be more than willing to give you some of my rations for you to at least make it to wherever you need to do for you and your goblin companion. Whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, so Brush is like, oh, I think I'll go see if I can track down Calliope's group. I can't have made it too far by now. Yeah. Should be able to find my own way.
Okay. I would give them out of my own ration, enough for 2 days. So
Okay.
4 rations out of my 10. Let me deduct that actually out of my 10.
So yeah, Brush packs up her I mean her stuff's already kind of packed up, so there really isn't much stuff because we're just at a show. So she just grabs the goblin and starts
And
walking west out of town.
I'll give her the 2 water skins I took from. Since I have the water barrels, I'll give her the 2 water skins that I took from the. Let's see, 6. Okay, the whatchamacallit, the thieves there.
Great. All right.
And I wish you well. Sorry I couldn't do more, but unfortunately I understand wanting to take prisoners. I would totally have done that with the Fairman, but I just can't with the innocents that there's here. I can't waste that time.
Maybe the Hell Riders do it different than the Order.
A little bit.
Safe travels. Remember the creed.
I tap her on the shoulder and like, good luck, and I walk away.
Okay. All right, so Brush heads out. Anything else you guys need to do before you leave town?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay, it is. When did it start? So it's a little bit after noon. You guys have about a half day that you can travel.
Okay.
If you want to head out now.
Yeah,
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Let's hit the road.
Get as far
What-
as we can and what as we can.
What pace would you like to travel? So you can, if you travel normal pace, I think you get this is too many windows open here. I think you get like a penalty to stealth, but otherwise it's pretty normal. There it is. PHP.
I'd probably be okay with normal pace.
Mhm.
Yeah, so normal pace, you travel about 24 miles a day, and you get disadvantage on stealth checks. Fast, you travel 30 miles a day, and you get disadvantage on your wisdom, like perception and survival checks, as well as stealth. And if you go slow, it's 18 miles a day, and you get advantage on your perception and survival checks.
I would say
And let me
let's
bring up the.
probably
think
start
you guys
off
have a
normal,
map.
and then as we start running out of rations, probably go slow. So then that way we can probably forage.
Yeah. I like that. Because there's a chance we could maybe still forage enough at a normal pace.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the travel pace stuff at, Phil? Is that in the PHP?
Yeah, it's in the PHP chapter 6. Oh no, that's chapter 1
Okay.
under exploration and travel. And, let me get. You guys also have a map, so let me bring that up for you.
Right, found the Sword Coast.
We doing a hex crawl?
No, but you at least have a map, so I can kind of show you where you're going.
We do.
Okay.
It's on my horse,
Oop.
my riding horse.
Did that just bring up just the picture to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are just following the river.
Essentially, yeah. So it doesn't show the road. There is a trade road that goes kind of northwest of El Terrell, but it goes way up into the Fields of the Dead, and takes probably another 5 days longer to travel that way before it comes back down, to Baldur's Gate. The Chianthor is where a lot of the trade goes between Baldur's Gate and El Terrell, and the trade that comes from El Terrell is typically on boats that are pulled by draft horses or mules and things like that from the shoreline. So there's like a road and paths and stuff that kind of go along the shoreline. And at this point, the Chianthor is dry from where you're at, so that the river's been diverted into what's left of the area where El Terrell was. So currently the riverbed is dry. But you can kind of tell from the map too that it's mostly kind of hills and river valley that you would be traveling through, and like grasslands and things like that. So for navigation, you've kind of got the river to guide you, and you can forage for like food and water along the way as well.
Okay.
So you guys are going, yeah, and I guess to add to that too, so Paul and Eric's characters, when they came from Baldur's Gate, they did come from the road to the north, and so that you guys would know that was kind of like, there's a road, but it's a longer route, and it is, you had run into like cultists and stuff like at the time that you came through. They weren't like attacking you guys at the time, but you do know, and with all the rumors that you heard in El Terrell, that there's probably heavy cultist activity up to the north there too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so the river I would think makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like hearing that,
If there's a path, right, for the
Yeah.
for the wagon and everything.
Yep. So you guys head out, and I'm not gonna make you tell me where and what wagon everyone is or anything like that, but
we cram them all in. I don't care what order.
And we'll say for at least this first half a day that you guys were able to find kind of enough food in the city, that in the inn and stuff, that you don't have to feed everyone for this half a day.
But tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow.
So the things you can do when you travel, I won't, since you're kind of close to the city, we won't do any of the forage or any of that stuff. So we'll just say that you guys make it about 12 miles outside of the city before you set up camp on this first day.
Oh yeah, I can just come in here.
So yeah, as you guys kind of set up camp and get settled, the mood is obviously dour from everything going on. So the You do overhear some of the NPCs kind of, or the the audience members that you're traveling with.
The nameless.
The nameless. Yeah, one of the one of the dwarves is talking to Thorin, who you already know, and he's like, well, yeah, I'm a blacksmith too. It really pains me to leave my forge. And there's a couple of elves that are talking to each other as well. You got a pretty diverse group. There's gnomes, there's halflings, there's humans. You guys got about 16 audience members there with you guys, so pretty diverse group. You do hear they are kind of like talking about like what could have happened. So they're there's like, oh, I hear about the undead. You think it was them? That ferryman fellow talked about there being undead, and maybe the ruler of Baldur's Gate being here. Perhaps he had something to do with it.
I don't think he had anything to do with it, but never know about the undead. It's kind of hard for them to do anything in El Terrell anyway with the companion there. I don't know what they could have done.
Well, there's a female dwarf who's kind of chimes in with well, I mean, do you think even was Ravengard even there? Are you sure? I heard rumor, but is he there? I don't think so.
He was. We saw him at the Pair of Black Antlers Tavern when we first came into town. He was meeting with the leader of El Terrell. I don't know about what.
Well, that's
But it's possible this whole plot could have been to capture him. I don't know if he left the city before that happened.
Yeah, I mean, there was this cult, and they were calling themselves the Companion. Maybe they were like an offshoot of the other Companions. I don't fucking know.
It's possible. The cult of the Companion? I think that's what they called themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're both companions, right? Maybe they disagreed with each other and they split into two groups or something.
Yeah, it could be. One group might have wanted to keep the Companion here, and the other group wanted to take it.
Well, with Winley's knowledge of religion and otherwise, would I have any background in any of this? Any insight into any of this discourse of what the Cult of Companion, like the origin of the Cult of the Companion? Because they're talking about, oh, maybe it's an offshoot. Like, would I be sitting there going, nah, or would I actually know anything?
I mean, I don't think any of you have heard of any of this offshoot of the Cult of the Companion.
Okay.
I think it's kind of a
What
general
was it
knowledge.
that Penelope
Okay.
or what was it she was saying? She said it wasn't part of the Companion, and it was some other group, didn't she?
Did, but she wasn't a member of the Companions either.
Yeah,
She just hung out with them sometimes.
Oh, that's right.
So she might not have known. Could have been a secretive split. I don't know.
I mean, who do you even trust now, Right? Like you said, maybe they wanted to move the Companion. Maybe that's in another place now, right?
Could be. Seemed to have taken both it with the city.
some kind of teleportation magic or something. I don't know. It's beyond my scope.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been very book smart and learned through my youth, but you know, Lyra, she's really helping me. She got me this book right here, and
Oh, nice.
and I've been reading this every night, and I've been getting all kinds of good knowledge. Hey, screw you, Anna. This is for my fucking subclass. Okay?
I know.
In character.
I know what you're doing. I get it. I know what you're doing.
And what does your book happen to be about, Sonny?
Well, this
Yes, Sonny,
one
which
is
one?
about the peoples of Elturel and their history of all the lineage of the mayors from town to town. Now, it's been pretty boring. Sometimes I fall asleep, but I'm hoping to find one about magic or something someday.
Now, is it just happen to be a picture book?
It is not a picture book. It's a book.
Finley would be looking at you kind of curiously. No, I was meaning to ask that this morning because it struck me as odd. Are you not an elf?
Yeah. These years that kind of
sleep?
give it away.
You sleep?
Do I sleep? I mean, it's more of like a meditation thing.
You're
Right? I mean,
still
I
kind
don't-
of conscious during those 4 hours.
It's
You
not
just-
really like REM, you know. It's more like I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a medicine man.
Almost
Oh.
like you're.
I thought I'd heard it described as being a trance, so it was very strange for me to hear that you had been in such a deep sleep, and otherwise, I thought it was interesting. But you know, you're an interesting group.
I mean, occasionally you might, you know, your mind might wander, right? Like when you're reading something that maybe is not so interesting. No? Do you not read? Maybe you don't read. I don't know. You could have been like me when I was growing up.
I really doubt that, considering I worked in the premier library of this nation for 5 years.
Oh, so then you have fallen asleep reading books. You know exactly what
No,
I'm
no.
talking about.
I just ignore you. I don't respond to that. I'm just staring at
I check. No.
There's like a silver-haired elf in the group that is kind of like, oh man, they always point out the sleep stuff. It's so awkward.
I know, right? You try to put it into terminology they understand.
One of the let's see, one of the gnomes kind of comes up to Winley and is just like, well, speaking of elves, what are you?
I mean, I'm a librarian, but I don't think that's quite what you're asking. Well, not actually entirely sure myself.
Well, oh dear, I guess I didn't mean to be rude.
Working in a library, did you find
It's
anything?
rude. It's something. What was that, Ashley?
I was just saying, working in a library, there wasn't any research you could find? Nothing.
Fair point. Phil, would I have figured out what I am? To some extent?
In candle, yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, if you
Well, I mean,
wanted,
I haven't
to,
turned-
you could have.
Okay, yeah.
Like if you were
Which
avoiding
I would have wanted. No, I would have wanted to. I was just checking because I was like, no, I would have wanted. But
Yeah.
just due to my backstory, it's like, I, at a young age, wouldn't have known. But then it's like, I was at Candlekeep. So yeah, actually, that's fair. I would have figured that out over time.
Okay, just a question, because I just.
Well, I mean,
that seems a little. Okay.
My parents were human, but I think I'm a little something else.
Fair enough.
Which library did you work at?
Candlekeep.
I don't think I've been to that one yet.
Oh, it's quite marvelous.
Do you happen to have any books on the elemental schools of magic?
I mean, I don't have any books on my person at present.
Well, did your
but-
library have any? Because if so, I'd be
Yeah, they have lots.
very enticed to take a trip, and perhaps you could show me around.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. That would be excellent. That would be quite interesting to share some time in Candlekeep, sharing the vast array of knowledge. But oh, yes, certainly. There's plenty of books on elemental magic in there. It was never quite my specialty, but yes, that is there.
And maybe I can show this kid a few things about what magic books look like.
When you say that, I go, well, PBJ, the first thing you got to learn about people from Candlekeep is they're quite literal, right? So you got to be careful what you say, because she thought you asked her if she had the books on her person, but you were insinuating the library, but she didn't pick that up. So make sure you point that out next time.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Well, it's also fantastic that you're not realizing that I wasn't exactly birthed in Candlekeep. I simply worked there for 5 years. Stares at you.
So I'm gonna lean in over to you, Winley, and I'm just gonna say, he's still considered. I'm gonna just lean in and whisper, he's still considered a child by elf standards.
Good to know. I'm pretty sure I'm older than him.
I might as well be old enough to be his dad.
Huh. Ooh, we could have fun with that later.
Oh God.
We could mess with that.
Whatever shit you're gonna role play, you do that behind the closed doors, okay?
The silver-haired elf kind of sidles up to Sane, and Lyra just gives her this just daggers look, and then she kind of gets up and goes over and like sits next to Sane instead. So how long have you been in El Toro? Or sits next to Julius. I said Julius, right? Yeah.
No,
you
you
said
said
Sane, but it's cool.
You said
We knew you
Sane.
meant
Yeah,
Julius.
sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
No. She sits next to Julius. Yeah. Yes. How long have you been in El Toro?
Couple of years, to be honest. I've kind of lost track of the time.
Oh, wow. Yes,
Maybe 3 or 4, give or take.
fair enough. I've been there for about 20. It's a very pious place, but I've made good money selling religious objects to them, so...
Whatever works, right?
Right.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah. It was getting pretty boring. The cultist stuff was getting a little exciting, but I wasn't expecting it to get this exciting.
Well, I guess you can share the story of being there when the city disappeared.
That's true. That's true. I kind of thought that maybe it was just like, I don't know. It just seems strange that it just disappeared. I wish we could have seen what happened. Like I don't know. Like, undead seems too simple.
Perhaps we're on our way to figuring that out.
It's true.
And if the city is somewhere else where we're going, then we'll have our answer.
That's true. That's true. So the
Although I do worry this runs deeper than El Turel and Baldur's Gate.
Oh, yes. I mean, it could be all of the cities. I don't know. Who knows what we'll find when we get to Baldur's Gate?
Hopefully the city. Hopefully a city.
Her eyes get like really big when she kind of thinks about that. Just like, oh my word, yeah, you're right.
For that, we get there. I guess the next stop would be down the coast of Candlekeep, worst case.
It's true. It's true. I mean, there are a lot of places in the world. We'll find somewhere. Can't have taken all the cities.
No. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that's possible without some type of divine intervention.
There is a yeah, we'll call so the conversation just kind of carries on, like everybody's just kind of speculating about like what might have happened for the evening. But you know, as it gets dark, everyone kind of starts settling in. I don't know if we've set like an order for watches.
I'll take a first watch.
Okay.
I'd take second, I guess.
There was another conversation I wanted to have, but I was like, it's fine. It can wait till the next day. I had a couple other things I wanted to do before nightfall,
Sure.
but
Okay, we've got a few nights, so we'll just get you one more night here. I just want to get this order. So it was sorry, Julius was first,
Yeah.
and then
I'll go
sorry,
last.
Only last.
Yeah, second for Zama.
Zama.
2, 4.
I guess would Charles take the third one?
Yeah,
'Cause
sure.
we don't have Eric here to roll, but
Yeah.
I guess we want to
Well,
do your thing.
also Eric's trance is only for 4 hours, so I think he'd be awake for like the last part of it, like the last 2 watches.
Yeah, you'd be awake for half the night.
Yeah.
Because then mine will be the middle two, and then I'll be awake for the last one too.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't be worried with watch duty at that time. I'll just be awake though.
Yeah, I guess Anna, if who did Winley want to talk to?
I actually wanted to talk to Charles, and if I'm switching watches with him at one point, based on the order, it could actually happen as we're switching watches, kind of thing, when no one else is around.
Yeah, so I guess everybody roll perception.
Alrighty. Gotta find my character sheet here. Perception. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's my horrible, whatever lands on the dice one. I can intimidate whatever, but forget noticing where my feet are.
Well, so for the
Sounds like real Ashley.
Not too far off. Not too far off.
the night goes pretty quiet, and yeah, so at one point Charles is waking up Winley for the last watch.
Okay, and so however you're waking me up, I would. So I mean, I was curious about that, and you kind of dodged my question earlier. Is it common for you to just talk to gemstones?
In general, no. Why?
Curiosity. You're a curious group. I found it interesting.
Yeah. Metal bands can get pretty interesting.
You hear voices or something.
What was that?
You hear voices or something like that.
Well, Not exactly, no.
Not exactly.
Well, I don't know, this crystal does speak to me sometimes.
What does it say?
Answers to questions. Sometimes it tells me I should do something.
Interesting. Sleep well.
All right. Any other questions there? Winley just giving him that.
I don't.
Okay. Yep. All
Unless
right.
he reports anything back or insight checks me, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, the rest of the day goes pretty uneventful. As you guys get up for the day, you got your first full day of travel ahead of you. You guys doing normal travel again?
Yeah, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of you planning on foraging?
I would. At some point. I would
Not
plan.
today.
So Zama's gonna forage. Anyone else?
I would.
Winley? Okay.
Sure.
If you're gonna forage, do a survival check. Oh, actually,
are
I think
you
I can.
kidding me?
Did we get a long rest?
Oh yeah, you all got a long rest. Yep.
Yep.
You freaking kidding me? Whatever.
The dice are not in your favor tonight.
No, they're not. Absolutely not. Just
Guess on the dice jail.
no kidding. Digital dice jail. That is just ridiculous. I'm even trained in that, so at least I got a 3 instead of just a nat 1. But dang nabbit.
Yikes.
Yeah. I need. Wow.
Okay. Are all the survival checks in for foraging?
1 second.
Oh.
Grumble. What? I heard multiple dice on that. Nice. Wow.
Yep, I'm good.
All right. Okay. Eric, roll a d6. And roll another d6. So
I only rolled 4s, so.
So you found 4 pounds of food and 4 gallons of water.
Got
Okay,
it.
that's not bad.
Do I just add to the rations that I have?
Yeah, I would just add to the rations.
Okay.
Technically, the wineskins hold a half a gallon, but you also have like
I think Paul took extra.
water bucket.
I
Oh, and you took extra.
Fair.
For rations?
No, water skins. Didn't you take extra
Oh.
water skins?
Yeah, I took 1 extra, I think. Yeah, took 1 extra. So I have 2 now.
Right, so while you were traveling, you noticed you passed by several ships that were like stranded in the mud. Like a few of them had just like the crews were just kind of laying on the deck, and you know, occasionally someone may have called out and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you tell them, you know, "Hey, you know, the city's gone and the river's like running into this crater," and you kind of fill them in on what's going on. Some seem to already know, but yeah, that's one thing. Otherwise, you also pass, or you make it another 24 miles in your journey. another day closer.
All right. How many rations do we subtract from our 50 though? Because we had
So
4.
you've got so you guys have, there's 5 of you, and there's 16, and then you don't have ration anymore. So there are 19 other people with you.
Okay, so minus 19 from the 50. Okay, so we have 31 left on that. Did we find any horse feed with that? Or are they feeding off the grass off the land?
Didn't you bring a bunch of horse feed?
Yes, I was just wondering how much do I subtract those as well? I think I do.
How many horses do you have?
I have 6.
I have 1.
So there's 7. Okay. So
I
you
have
have 1
one,
too?
yeah.
8.
I have the riding horse. One of the riding horses.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to forage for horse feed. Like, I mean, they can obviously, like, graze, but, like, there's more to the horse diet than just some of the grass. But,
Greens and such.
I will say, since it is grassland, though, maybe you could maybe it's half ration for your horses with the horse feed.
Okay, so we can get away with 4 then, and
Well,
like,
no,
substitute,
it's
like,
yeah, you're gonna have to do full rations because I mean, you guys you're working the horses.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not like
yeah.
they can graze.
So full rations or half rations?
Full rations, sorry, for the horses.
Full. Okay.
And do we just hit like consume on our rations, our individual rations, to use them for the day?
Oh, do they have consume?
I've been hitting the minus.
I think there's a consume
I've
button.
been hitting minus on mine.
I was like, it has like a usability, like spend 1 use of this item to use it. Is that what we click?
Interesting.
Or do we just subtract it?
No,
we'll
Ashley's
try
just
one
been
use
subtracting it.
Yeah, I've just been. Yeah.
Okay.
Is the 19 including us, Phil? Or is that in addition to us?
It's in
It was
addition
in
to you guys.
addition.
The 24 total.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was,
Sorry.
so that it wasn't coming out of the community, I was going to, because I have 10 days on Winley, so I was just going to subtract my 1 off of me that like
Yeah.
I eat my own thing, not eating off the group. So I was just double checking.
Yeah, same.
How do you want? Oh,
Right. So yep.
Is that what you guys are doing? Subtracting off your own instead of the groups?
Well, yeah, because you subtracted 19 for all the NPCs.
I did. So.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
So you got to
Where do I
subtract 1
find
for
my
yourself.
rations?
It's normally
Probably in your
in
backpack.
Unless you put it somewhere
No,
else.
I don't. Not in the bag.
Well, then
Not
you're
having-
going hungry.
If it's not in your bag, is it on your person or anything else?
It does not look like he has any rations.
Oh,
I'll give you one.
I will share with Julius if we're having an intellectual conversation. I will share with Julius, so I'll subtract another one.
appreciate it.
Which I'll kind of, I mean, I might slightly poke fun at you of didn't prepare for the journey. Fully
Well,
knowing
I
this
didn't
isn't
prepare.
a journey.
Well, I don't think any of us prepared for the city disappearing.
Fair enough.
Maybe she's in the cult.
How much water is subtracted from my gallons that I filled up? I have 4 barrels all filled. I don't know how to subtract them though.
It's
barrel?
arithmetic.
Well, I don't know how to put.
Wait, what?
I don't know how to say that I have water in these barrels. Like I don't know what kind
Oh.
of item would I put in there.
We'll just say you have more than enough water.
Okay,
for,
so we won't have to worry
for the
about
trip.
water.
Yeah, I was gonna make some water to put in there
hmm
and do all the math, but for a 10-day trip and having 2 barrels of water, you're probably fine.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
We're all gonna do the gallon challenge every day.
Oh. By day 10 and road milk, that's gonna be rough. It's like did everybody see that Family Guy where they tried to drink the syrup of Ipecac?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was a contest for the last piece of pie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hold my ears! Like all over Brian's head.
I don't want to.
Well, I guess we should go dig a well, guys.
I hadn't thought about that episode in a long time.
Right.
I just remember Brian screaming, "Hold my ears!" And I think it's either Peter or Stewie that throws him on top of his head.
All right. Okay, give me another round of perception checks.
Let's see if I can actually roll decent this time.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Better than a 1. Hey, we're 2 buddies.
Huh.
We're
not
a
too
very
great at this.
distracted group.
Yes.
Yeah.
ADHD group.
Okay. Not that
I
you have
love
to
that
run
my
the full list
passive
again,
perception.
because what's that?
Oh, is this for the night? Like, this is for the night, or is this during travel?
This is for the night.
Oh, okay.
I'm speeding through some of this just because it's a long time and not a lot's going to happen. So.
Okay.
There was just one thing on one of the evenings I wanted to do, but I can
Oh
do it
yeah,
whenever.
yeah.
So.
Okay, sorry. There's yeah. Okay. I know I gave you guys some opportunities for peace stuff, so sorry about that. Give me for anybody foraging for the next day. I'm assuming you guys are going
Yeah.
normal speed again.
Survival.
Survival.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
Good.
What? Oh dear.
Oh my goodness.
There's so many 1s tonight.
Nice. Okay, so Zama, Winley, and Sane, if you want to roll d6s for food. We'll just ignore water, so just do the food for now.
Man. Okay.
I only roll 4s.
All
Better than a
right.
3.
So you find 11 pounds of food offset. So
Good. Another 8. So it is 6. Yeah.
We each, or that's the total?
that's the total.
Okay.
What's the total?
Okay.
Yeah. So when we're subtracting rations, are we, because we found that, are we eating off that today, or are we still subtracting off our individuals' rations?
I think we should probably subtract off of our individual because we have 19 NPCs we need to feed.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So Julius, I'll feed you again. So I'll subtract off me to feed you.
So, and we found 11 pounds of food, so that's only 8 we have to subtract from the 50?
yeah,
That's not bad.
yep, for the NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
So 25.
So as you're traveling on this day, there's a whole group of Hell Riders that kind of race past you guys. You kind of try to flag them down to talk, but they're on their mounts and they're riding hard, and they just kind of run by you back towards El Terrell.
Hmm.
All right, and then we'll you guys get settled into the camp again tonight. So yeah, what is Winley? Do you want to talk to one of the NPCs or had something going on?
Yes, and this actually works out because it's the one I'm feeding. So the individual I'm sharing rations with is who I wanted to have a conversation with. So elemental magic, is it?
That's correct.
Ever dabble in other types?
From time to time, if it strikes my curiosity. But the elemental magic seems to be, to me, the most compelling, as ironically, the most elementary of magics. A lot of our world is, a lot of different types of magics are built up around them.
Well, and being not of the casting persuasion myself, pardon if this comes off as an intrusive question, but how do you feel your mana to be able to cast? Is it something you sense around you? Is it something coming from within?
It depends on what you're casting and how you're casting. Like, for example, myself as a wizard, it's more around me than within. And through wizardry, one is able to manipulate the weave, as they call it, around us. But say someone with natural arcane talents, such as a sorcerer, is able to channel from within what most have to pull from around, if that makes sense.
I think it does, yes.
And then if you want to go further into those who gain their powers through patrons of higher powers in the universe, such as the gods themselves, or demons, the otherworldly beings.
Indeed,
It's
that's
a bit of both, depending on who you subscribe to.
It's been most illuminating. Thank you,
You
Julie.
could say that. It's never a dull moment, I'd say. Have you yearned for magic of your own?
Yes. To be perfectly honest, it's just a matter of... I've always felt that I can feel something about me, and I have always had interest in weave and in Mistress of Magic and ritual casting and other abilities, and I suppose you say it is all around me.
It's around all of us.
I will close my eyes and think for a moment. And letting what Julius has said resonate with me a bit, I'm going to begin replaying our combat from the other night in my own head, which you'll see me kind of tilting my head back and forth deep in thought with something. And as I pull my hand back, in like the motion of throwing my dagger that I had done, arcane blue energy starts to weave from around, and almost like spider thread begins weaving into a light blue spectral dagger into my hand, which I will actually open my eyes and go, well, that's interesting.
Have you done that before?
Oh, that's new.
I'd like to roll insight on that.
Yes, I'm not the most dishonest player in the group.
I guess is Winley trying to deceive him?
No.
All right, yeah. So Julius, you would everything you're saying, she kind of seems like she's on the up and up with it.
Like this is legitimately her first time doing this.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It would appear either you are innately one with the weave, or perhaps you have a benefactor.
Benefactor? Do they whisper mumbo jumbo in your head?
I've heard some do, yes.
Hmm.
Are you hearing random voices in your head?
Well, that's rather personal. I'll kind of laugh off for a moment. No.
Is anybody else around at this
Yeah,
time?
before because in my mind this was a very private conversation off to a side, but I'm checking DM. Is there anyone else around as we're having this conversation?
Yeah, if you meant it to be a private conversation, then then
Okay.
guys are kind of off to
Yeah.
the side. Nobody else
Okay.
is.
Which I'll kind of pause, thinking about choosing my words carefully. Winley's having a little moment of like, how much do I tell him kind of moment, and I'll then kind of look you up and down, size you up for a moment of.
So he's kind of sitting there like all casually with like very very subtle interest, but you can tell that in his eyes that he is very well intrigued by what you're doing.
So
But he doesn't seem like he's going to be, oh my god, this is crazy type thing. It's ooh, that's fascinating.
And so, with my passive insight, and because you're not trying to hide it, I would say I probably pick up on all that. Because my passive insight's decent. I would kind of gather all that, and I would. You know how the other night I said that I wasn't quite sure what I was, or at least I wasn't when I was younger?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, growing up was quite interesting because, you see, my parents are human, and I suppose I am passable as human, though a little bit. And I'll kind of point at my eyes and my hair being kind of odd colors. But for quite some time, my family, when I first told them that I was hearing strange things in my head as a child, that didn't really sound like words, it just was random garbled nonsense, they seemed to be under the impression I was cursed, which, I mean, perhaps that's why I took such an interest in at Candlekeep at reading into forbidden magic and rituals, just trying to figure out what exactly I am and why I hear things. But perhaps nothing I've ever uncovered has made it seem that I'm cursed. It's just perhaps you're right. Perhaps I have some attunement to the weave to some extent with my interest in magic, but I'm not entirely sure.
Well, it's not uncommon for folks to awaken to a bottled up potential later in life. Some people, it's almost like it's wide open from the beginning, and you start using it early on. Naturally, others, you almost need a catalyst to really make it usable. And some, it's like a muscle. The more you train it, the more capable you become with it.
DM, based on what I had sent you before this session, because this actually played into my hands better than I ever could have thought. Could I, for flavor purpose, as he's telling me all of this and I focus, can I awaken one of my like level 3 ability
Yeah, go for
thingies
it.
here? Okay. So as you're telling me all this, Julius, and you're being kind of open, and I can see the passion in your eyes with all of what you're talking about, and you're so into magic, and this resonates well with Winley. I'm going to kind of close my eyes and focus. And what in the past has always been kind of noise in my head. Julius, what are you thinking right now?
My mind is racing to think about what could possibly be the source of your magical power.
Because I hear your thoughts in my head.
And then, I guess my question for the DM, based on the information I've just been given, would I have some idea narrowing in what that could possibly mean and more about her background?
Let me look at your character sheet here. Give me an Arcana check. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. Correct me if I get this wrong, and I don't want to reveal too much player stuff. So I guess maybe,
Yep.
Anna, if you want to maybe kind of reveal, what you think is appropriate for Julius, probably having knowing enough about
with his knowledge of Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay, so Julius, you would have maybe you're hundreds of years old, and your many years of study, you would, with a lovely nat 20, be realizing this is very much psionic, psychic type abilities, that even weaving the dagger was very much a psychic blade. And based on maybe your studies of magic and different peoples who use magic, you've maybe heard of guilds, I'll just put it that way, guilds, that have honed their psychic abilities to an extent that they can generate psychic blades, they can psychically touch the minds of others, and some, when potent enough, can even throw psionic daggers and teleport to them.
Interesting. So yeah, I'd probably think across my mind is like, it's been a while since I've come across psionic types of magic. This is the most relatable. As so can I feel that you can read my mind or no?
Yes, because I would, as your thoughts are racing, you would actually hear my voice in your head. Well, that's interesting. Yet if you're looking at me, my lips aren't moving.
So my mind just freezes. And in my head you hear psionic powers it is.
Would appear that way, yes. You hear, because now we're just communicating telepathically. We don't even need to talk out loud, because I'm just talking to you in your head.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, you see like a little bit more excitement in his eyes with the like, this is incredibly fascinating. I have so many questions now. You just hear, do you have any guild associations?
Yes, but they don't really want us, passing that information out, if you catch my drift, in terms of what...
Forget I asked.
we're librarians, Julius. I just say with kind of a, you hear kind of my, like, deliberate sarcastic in your head of, we're librarians.
I just nod at you and just like, understood. You don't need to answer that question or even remember I asked that question. How long have you had? How long have you felt something like this?
Since I was a young girl.
Did you have?
Realizing that perhaps it was so loud in cities because now that I'm putting the pieces together, and I'll kind of, again, my mouth's not even moving, but I'll kind of, no wonder cities seem particularly loud.
I can only imagine. Did you have any family history of this type of stuff?
Oh no, they thought I was absolutely insane. Thought I was cursed, remember?
Most normies think that way.
True, very true.
That's simply fascinating. Well, if you have any questions about magic, its inner workings, or recommendations to perform certain acts of it, don't hesitate to ask.
I will most certainly take you up on that, because as I've mentioned, my interest in ritual casting is quite intense, and clearly you can cast rituals. I watched you do it a few nights ago.
Yes.
Again.
Yes, they are less taxing on your endurance, but due to not rapid casting, but sometimes a waste of time with how long they can take. If you have the time, it's worth going that route to not overly exhaust yourself.
Fair enough. But yes, perhaps I shall learn more magic with you.
You wouldn't happen to have any other abilities?
I mean, other than, and I'll kind of snap my fingers and a little bit of light comes off my hands, because light cantrip, but, like...
And you say you have voice... And the voices in your head, just the random mumbling of those around you.
Well, it now seems that way. Now that, I mean, I feel incredibly foolish that I didn't put this together sooner. But yes, now that I focus the energy around
the
me,
mumbling gone?
It's very faint. Like I can block it out. But the mumbling is turning to actual words, like how I'm able to hear you now.
You also hear the, well, that rules out a otherworldly power sending you messages.
Oh, indeed. I don't think that has anything to do with this. Can't say the same for all people, but I'm...
But there's... Maybe you inadvertently made a deal somewhere without knowing, or perhaps this is natural.
I don't recall being foolish enough to have made a deal, but I don't...
How old were you when this started?
Very young. This felt very innate, but... I'm not entirely sure, but my mentor at Candlekeep, I mean, she did take quite an interest in me, and one of the few other people I told about any of this, and she said similar things to you, of just focusing my energy, but she explained it in a different way. She wasn't much of a mage herself, and so...
Well, that is simply fascinating. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
And stuff. The psionics revealed.
Woo. It's like, just so I'm aware before we meet up with the others again, do you want to keep this on the down low for now from them, or if it
I think
comes
that would
up,
be delightful to keep that on the down low for now.
not a problem.
It's fun watching them stumble and trip at times, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I can agree with you on that one.
And so, but I do, I mean, I'm sure you can appreciate this, I do enjoy my secrets. And knowledge is power, and I think it's very important to not necessarily let everyone know everything about you, because that gives them a power over you, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I think we're on the same page.
Excellent.
With
Well,
that,
let me know if you ever need anything.
Likewise.
we'll cut to Charles, who's sitting
Mhm.
staring into the fire. I'm gonna drop in the chat for you. I think you can click this. I want to try this out, but
Okay.
give me
Charisma saving.
a charisma saving throw.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
Everything goes black around you,
Oh.
and it kind of comes up to like this faint grayish, just like gray everywhere. The ground's gray, the sky's gray. You're just kind of in this gray void, and there's this dark outline of a person far in front of you. And give me a wisdom save.
All right. Yeah, and the chat cards are popping up.
Oh, good.
Eee.
All right. You feel compelled to walk towards this person, so you stand up and you walk up to them. And it's kind of this dark, as close as you get, it's still just a black outline of someone. And the voice you hear from it is, as you get closer, it like coalesces into this kind of old woman who's kind of hunched over, and she says, "Do you remember the knowledge that you seeked, or that you sought?"
Do I recognize her?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I do remember, yes. It's hard to find knowledge about that.
You can have all of the knowledge you seek in time, if you will but sign the Book of Azathoth. And she pulls out this book that just has like mouths and eyes and stuff on it, and like
Nice.
holds it out to you, and folds it open, and you see names and that you recognize the tongue of, the language, and names that you don't.
Okay.
And you find a pen in your hand, and you feel the weight of a decision that you need to make.
does anyone
Okay.
get the Little Mermaid feel here with Ursula?
Nice. And would this old woman have told me anything about Azathoth, or would I have picked up anything in the past about that? No.
Nope, you're...
Who is this Azathoth?
Azathoth is the power and knowledge. It's the source.
That part of my ancestry?
That is yet to be revealed to you, if you wish to follow the path.
Well, I have always wanted to know more about my ancestors and where they have came from on the non-human side. And you say signing this book will give me the answers that I seek?
It will, and more.
All right, so I'll scribble my name in the book.
And that's how Charles lost his voice.
So the book snaps shut. And disappears once you're done signing it, and the woman in front of you kind of transforms back into this kind of dark outline of a person, and it is done. You will gain knowledge. Will hear from me. And suddenly you're back in the campsite, 60 feet in front of where you were sitting at the fire, kind of just standing there.
Huh. All right. And that voice at the end, did that sound similar to the voice that talks to me through the crystal?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Charles feels like a new kind of power surging within inside of him.
Okay. And I'll look around. Did this happen during my watch? Is anyone else awake?
No, everyone else is like still sitting around the fire. You kind of you look off to your so like where you guys are kind of parked in like a horseshoe of the caravan, you're like in the opening to the horseshoe, and a little bit of ways, like 20 feet or so to your right, kind of off in one of the corners, you can kind of see Julius and Winley talking, and people around the campfire. And so pretty much the moment that happens, you kind of look up and you see them, and then you look back to the front of the to the where the road kind of opens up into this clearing, and there is a man wearing a raggedy cloak, very similar to a person you saw in the city of El Terrell.
Okay.
That attacked you that one night. And he's flanked on either side by two on each side by bald people wearing black and red cloaks.
Okay. So just so I get my headspace right, there's the camp, there's me, and then they're further down the road.
Yeah, so let's say so there's a road. You guys turned off it, so like there's a clearing that's kind of like if you were going along the road, you took a 90-degree right and you went into a clearing, and that's where the horseshoe is kind of facing the road within that clearing. And you guys are kind of sitting with the wagons in that horseshoe shape with the fire. You walked like kind of out of the horseshoe towards the road. So there's the road, the opening to the clearing, coming off of that road, and these people are standing right at that entrance. and they're looking at you, and then the rest of the group is kind of behind you.
Okay, got it. And about how far away are they from me?
They're like 40 or 50 feet away from you.
Okay. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to turn around toward the camp and start running that way and cast Thaumaturgy and shout out, "We have attackers!"
All right. And with that, we will have everyone roll initiative.
Remember what it is here. Initiative. There it is.
I don't know that we're going to have enough time to get into this fight tonight, though, so...
Okay.
I don't know if everyone wants to do maybe one round to get into it, or if we want to stop here.
Either one's fine with me.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. Either one's fine.
I'm good either way.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know how my rolls are going to be. So far, I've gotten one nat 20, and I've gotten about 3 1s. So, I'll let that be what it is.
Are all the old ladies our commoners?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Ah,
Yeah, I could only get so far into prepping the NPCs. They at least all have names,
nice.
but they don't have pictures.
Well,
Tragic.
names are the hardest thing to come up with, so pictures are...
Yeah.
Here, let me try to get the combat started. I don't know if I have this.
I think you do, because I was able to roll for it.
I wasn't able to roll for
Well,
it.
you know what?
Yeah,
I
there's
wasn't
no one
able to
can
roll.
remember me.
I think I have to restart my... Because I'm not seeing any new chat stuff, and I rolled for it, but it didn't come up with anything, so let's try it again.
There we go.
Oh, it does. Okay, we're
I
good.
see the combat now.
And there's my... Did I roll another one? I did. I rolled another one. Ones love me tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So, I'm going last.
Hey, you
Nice.
guys thought Wheel Watch Outpost was bad.
Oh, that's a
Dang.
lot.
This fucking combat tracker bar is 100 times worse than the Outpost.
Yes, it is.
16 of them
Uh,
are commoners.
Oh, wait,
Yeah, I'm going to drop
that's
the
right.
commenters off here. I just, it was just quick adding.
That's a lot of random rolls.
I'm going to assume some of those were our commoners.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes. They're on your side. I mean, you got to keep them alive. They're your commoners.
Okay, so that's one of those.
So I'm just going to have one commenter in the initiative roll, and they will represent all of the 16 people that no one knows their names yet.
Okay, so we got a
And then I'll
couple-
leave the band members, the Crimson Tears guys in there as for their turns.
Oh boy, we got... Oh boy.
Yeah, so when yeah. Okay.
Well, this looks like a
When,
interesting... Did you find this with the amount of wagons, or did you or did you have it, like, did you AI
Is
make
it right? Did I get it right?
Very close, because we have the 3
Mhm.
carts. I have my 2 wagons. For me, it's right. It doesn't have it doesn't have the 1 carriage, but otherwise it's right.
It is from the DMG. It is just a generic map from the DMG.
Crazy. It's just missing 1 wagon. I mean, it's missing a carriage, but it has my 2 wagons and 3 carts, so it has the appropriate amount for
Fair
me.
enough. I'll take it.
That's crazy.
yeah, that's good luck, I guess.
Not compared to the one I rolled. I don't know whose luck you're talking about. Maybe yours, not mine. Although, might be better that I'm at the end, because then I can react to everything that's happening. I'm not a healer, so no one has to rely on heals for me. Count it lucky or curse, be it.
So the green areas are shrubbery. That's difficult terrain.
Okay.
Moving on and through the wagons, difficult terrain, but you can move on and through them, I'll say.
Okay.
And yeah, I did some of the line of sight stuff, but not a lot. So
Yeah, I think we have a few tents too, so that would work out well with what's in there. That's crazy.
So over by the wagons up to the top right, you hear some screaming from one of the gnomes. He's like, "What? Oh my God! Who are you? Help! Help!"
Can you ping that on the map, Phil?
Yeah, up here. I don't know if you see my ping.
Yeah, I saw your ping. Right here?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's on the other side of the back here.
Okay. The side we can't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
Sonny,
to
you're
know. Can you describe what this dude looks like?
Which dude? Sorry.
The Night Dude or whatever, the Night Blade. I see him down here.
So they're in black, all in black, and they have kind of skull masks on.
Okay.
Dang,
Okay.
look at
And then
that.
this dude with the white hair. Does he look like a wizard dude or something?
Looks like that guy that you guys saw in the alley in El Terrell. He's got a just kind of rags for cloak and white hair and beard, and he's holding kind of a skull on the end of a chain.
Is it the dude we murdered quickly?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that first encounter? That's where we recognize. Okay. All right. So I'll turn to Lyra and be like, "Stay close." And then I will. What is the range on that?
Where is your character?
60 feet. Measuring.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, I can't read it. It's so tiny.
Because
I'm zoomed out.
Why did it make it so small? It's so stupid. 105.
105. Okay. Okay, what about this? 95, maybe? 85. Man, my eyesight's shit, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I can't see it either. I gotta zoom in, but I'm trying to keep it far enough away for the stream.
Yeah. I gotta zoom into one square on the screen and I can see.
Well, it's also the contrast with that being white on white.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Also, not to be that person, but does anyone here not have dark vision?
I think.
Well, we have a fire.
Yeah,
we have a fire.
Right, which is
but what about all the ones who are out in the woods?
Yeah, I'm kind of giving it. I'm just doing it's kind of close to dusk, but so it's not dark yet.
Okay, because I was like, please tell us no one's blind.
No,
I can't see.
Yeah, I thought about doing it at night, and I'm like, oh god, I didn't look at all the dark vision stuff. And
I don't think I have it anyway.
A little bit behind the curtain.
I'm totally good with it being dusk. and we not have to deal with that.
Yeah, make y'all roll with disadvantage all night.
I don't need that. It's disadvantage for me to roll.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. I can hold an action, right?
Yeah.
So if anybody baddie comes within range of me, which I think is 60 feet. Let me double check the spell. Yeah, 60 feet. I'll cast Starry Wisp at them.
Okay.
And
Where is Charles in this?
Charles is here.
Way down south.
He's south of us. Yeah.
He's
Oh, I
near
don't see you at all.
Oh, because you're on the
Oh.
other side of the stump.
Oh gosh, okay.
Or
Okay.
tree.
Yeah, you can't see that side of the stump. Yeah, so that's it, Phil. I'll hold my action, and then if anybody comes into range, I'll cast Starry Wisp at them.
All right. So then.
All the commoners.
Commoners, I'm just gonna have these ones move. So they're 30 feet. So you see running around this tent. One of this gnome comes running around the corner, going, he's in the wagon, he's in the wagon.
Oh, not one of my
Julie.
wagons.
Stay near the fire!
I go John Wick on them.
Andrew, it's your go.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, Andrew choice.
So, can I see this guy here to the left?
Yeah, I think it says Paul alerted you guys. Let's say that you can spot him.
And they're all wearing the same skeleton and black robes.
Yeah.
So I'm shout over at Charles. Are we good to attack back?
Kill them.
All right. That guy. I am going to cast Witch Bolt on him. So I'm going to cast Witch Bolt. So that's going to be a...
If you want to target him first, just double right click on him, and that will target him. There you go.
Yep. And then I'm going to go cast Witch Bolt.
Wait, which bolt?
Witch Bolt, yeah.
Oh, that bolt.
Who's on first?
Wait, what's on second?
Is it's on third?
Oh boy, I don't remember. Who's on first? Ooh, that's pretty
Oh,
good.
Oh yeah, look at
Yes.
these rolls.
Well, you got.
Nice.
Do you have Do you have heroic inspiration? Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't give us any this game.
I think
Do you guys
no,
have-
he did.
Yeah, let's...
He did
have
do
it
the
coming in or no?
role-playing. Oh,
I had
Yeah.
none coming in.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I
I
didn't
oh,
thought
have
he
any
gave it to
coming
us at the end of last session.
he
I
did.
thought
Unless
so
you-
too, but
He did.
Because that's where I got
Yeah,
mine.
so it misses him, but as long as I remain concentrated, I don't need to expend a spell slot to retarget and just deal damage to people on my next bonus action. On each of my subsequent turns.
I thought he had to hit for that.
No,
Oh,
that's
only for the
24
first
chain,
one.
Actually.
Oh.
Yep.
They made that better.
So
Gotcha.
no, but then the
Yeah, that's
following
fine.
ones, it does 1d12 instead of 2d12 damage. But I can starting my next turn, bonus action, change the target or just run it again, and that's damage.
they made that one better.
So I'm just gonna cast that, miss, and it's like, all right, that's just a warning shot.
That's kind
And
of
I'm just
cool.
gonna yell,
Like a
"Don't make
guarantee.
me hit you!"
All right. Moving to Lyra. What do I do, Sane?
Stay here. Stay close. Wait for them to come to us.
Okay.
And if you have to, hide under the wagon here.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, good choice. So she runs over and hides under the wagon. Takes a hide action. Okay. So, Charles.
All right. So I am going to cast Hex on this guy.
She hides terribly.
What's that?
She hides terribly. Her legs are still hanging out from under the wagon.
No.
I mean, it's like a horror movie hide, right?
Right.
I think I'm okay, and then you're just clearly like out in the open, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's what I envisioned.
How cats think they hide.
I'm gonna follow that up with an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, nice.
10 probably doesn't
Pew.
hit.
That does not hit.
All right. And then I'm gonna back up a little bit.
Did you hex yourself?
No, I just rolled like ass. Rolled a 5.
Yeah. Oh boy, we're doing great,
Which-
guys.
I don't know that it's
Great.
worth using my inspiration for that, but
He may
Sorry.
give us inspiration out of pity. Keep rolling like what we are.
I'll use it. Why not?
Oh,
It's
okay.
there.
Going back.
So, Phil, am I supposed to have one? Because I didn't have one.
Better.
Yeah, you were supposed to have one.
Okay.
14.
That hits.
Nice. And then I get an extra 1d6 for the hex. Oh, minimum damage. 8.
8 damage. Alright. What type of damage is it?
It is force damage
Okay.
innately. So we're not level 3 yet, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, you. Isn't it like a big purple skull?
Yeah.
So yeah, this big purple skull's flying at this cultist, and he's like, "Oh, the gods have come for me!" And then it like hits them. It just wrecks them. They're just like, "Oh, God!"
Nice.
Yeah, there's just blood coming out of their eyes, and just, but they're still kind of like staggering there. Is there anything else that you can do?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay. So the one behind him, runs up to you, and as he goes by, his friend's like, "These aren't the gods, you fool!" And they're like, right, sorry. And they're kind of limping along as well. And also run up to Charles.
Okay.
Can I take a reaction?
Oh yeah, are you in? Yeah, you're in range.
That's 60 feet, right?
I think
All right.
so. Yeah.
So I will, attack this dude. $16 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, great. 3 radiant damage.
You want to do this?
And there's 10-foot light around that person.
Oh, wow, okay.
They cannot turn invisible.
Yeah, they're dead. They,
Wait, 3?
That was the one he already hit.
Oh,
Yeah, I hit him for
okay.
8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, the blood in their eyes kind of just turns into powder as they're like,
I got you,
Yeah.
Charles!
so yeah, they there's like light coming out of their eyes and they're glowing and fall to the ground. How do I mark? I just... Oh, there we go. I like that with the big skull. Love it. Does it show the big skull in there for you guys?
Yep.
Yeah, how'd you get that?
I hit the mark as defeated in the combat tracker.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering I'd see that sometimes, but not all the time. I was like, how do you get that skull? Now I know.
Huh.
Okay, so then Doran, he's like, oh, this doesn't look good. Huddle close, everyone. And he gets behind Zama. Chael's like, I'll go help Lyra, and he like goes and stuffs himself under the
Motherfucker.
Paladin, you are!
Who is that?
That literally would have been
Yeah.
Calliope. Just in the distance, you hear Calliope's spectral voice, Paladin, you are, as he dives.
Sane
Nice.
like is remembering back to him like with the door at the arena, going, "Wait, is he helping people get out? What was he doing at that door?"
Yeah, exactly.
And then you guys here. You guys hear another scream from you hear oh no, they're over here!
Where?
From this wagon over here.
Can you? Which wagon? Oh, that wagon. Okay. Ugh.
And this guy comes up on one of the here.
Every which way, everywhere I turn.
Oh, and he misses. Lucky commoner.
What's that one's name, Phil?
That one is Annette.
Annette, no! Not like
Behind you!
this. Turn around!
Winley.
Okay. Quick question, because still new to playing this class. In order to get advantage on an attack, if I were to attack the one that is engaged with Charles, do I get advantage because he's engaged with an ally?
You don't get advantage, but you would get sneak attack.
Okay, that's what I'm checking, because I was checking for the sneak attack. Okay, so, and we are still level 2, so I can't Psychic Blades the bejeebles out of them.
Yeah. We're probably gonna wrap after this round, and what I'm thinking we will do, because I think it fits with you all having kind of really touched on your subclass stuff. I'll have you level up, so you'll be level 3 when we come back to the fight.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. So Winley will think about things for a second of like, because she had literally just talked to Julius and able to summon, and she's like, time and place for trying new things, and will draw her short sword, which is going to be the first time she's actually drawn this. So Julius would actually get a good look at her pretty nifty looking sword. I mean, it's not magical or anything, but her sword that has kind of a spider on the hilt, she's going to draw it into her right hand, and she's going to grab. One dagger is actually more curved and looks almost insect-like. She's going to offhand that. I will pivot around to this one. Okay. So I will, it's a double right-click target, right?
Yep.
Okay. I am going to strike at him with my short sword first, which I'm trying to remember. I know what my short sword is, but for sneak attack, do I have to click something else?
No,
okay.
You just type in the dice number in the situational bonus.
That's what I thought. Okay, so this is going to be a short sword. Attack.
Oh.
Yeah! And with sneak attack, I mean, this is so wasted because I'm going to obliterate this guy in one hit. Oh, okay, with my sneak attack. Okay, so
click on damage, put in your normal d6 for your sneak attack. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 into situational bonus, and then when you click critical damage, it should calculate all the double dice for you.
Okay, so I think my sneak attack is 1d6 right now. So this is a 1d6 additional, and I tell it it's a critical.
Yep, there it is.
Oh. All right. Would you care to describe how Winley takes apart this person, or?
What does this person look like? This is one with like a skull mask or otherwise?
No, this one's bald, got black robes, kind of like red highlights on it.
I will literally. Okay, cool. Based on how I've pivoted, I mean, sure, let's go with, I think, the imagery we described. I can't remember who described it last time. I think it was when Zama, we were doing Achilles reference of I will take my short sword and basically kind of wrap around just into like the back, like muscle right into the neck and just stabs right in and like very fluid. But I'm going to do it like for flavor because I critted. It's like a super fast, fluid, very precise moment. This is the first time any of you have seen her with a blade drawn because she had them sheathed in the last combat. So it's like, it's probably terrifying watching her just this guy.
Yeah, do your blades glow? Is that like, do they have light, or are they just appear?
They do not, because this is just my regular blade, because this is not my psychic blade or otherwise. So this is just my regular. That would have been so. Oh my god, Phil, that would have been so sick if that had been my psychic blade for the first time. And just which ironically, it does the same damage. It does actually the same amount of damage as my short sword.
Okay.
But
I mean, for flavor, we can say it was your psionic blade.
Cool, because
if you want Charles to see it, because Charles is about to get hit in the face.
Yeah, I don't care. It's cool. I will literally as soon as I do that, it disappears. Like as soon as I strike, it is gone. And when I do it though, I make that motion so Charles would see this, and would Julius see this? Because he's where'd Julius go?
I'm behind the stump, and I'm also watching the guy that I was trying to attack.
Yeah,
I imagine anybody that can see you sees like psychic blades that are magical energy pop out and just destroy this guy.
Yeah. Because it'll look like I'm stabbing him, but Charles, you notice there's literally no wound, and it just into him and just gone as he drops. Which
yells, "This trade blockade is unjust."
That was my action. So I still have my bonus action. DM, because it's the same amount of damage. It's literally the same amount of damage. If I was allowed that one, instead of using regular dagger, can I offhand my psionic? It's the exact same damage. It's still a D4. It's still the same. It's just psychic damage instead of piercing.
Well, so all the cultists around you right now are dead. The one that you just stabbed just drops.
Yeah. Yeah, but I can throw them. So
you can. Okay.
I was like, right, because I can because of my dual wielding ability as like a rogue and my thing to do that, I can like as part of a soul knife, I can if I struck with my main hand, which I can do as a D6, I can offhand a D4 and throw it. And
Okay.
so which is what I was going to do with a regular dagger anyway. So okay, I'm trying to look and see where I heard screaming coming from
Over
this
here
direction
and
Over
up here.
here.
over there. Can
Yep.
I see this one, this cart right here? Or are they
Yeah,
like
you can
in?
see like a black cloak and some commotion in this one. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'd say that one's in my most direct line of sight. I'm gonna target him, and I'm gonna throw a dagger at him. Psionic dagger at him. So I will. It's still. I mean, I'll just roll a normal attack with like a dagger because again, the only difference is that it's psychic damage rather than.
Do it.
Boop.
Ooh.
Of course.
There it is.
I got so
Mr.
excited. It's like, and I'm like, well, shit. Like, I'll actually say that as it just wildly misses.
Still learning.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. That was I got so excited and then, shit, as it just blows past.
All right. Well. Is there anything else you're gonna do? Okay, this person's moved them up prematurely, but okay. So running up from the road, 2 more cultists. Charge Winley.
Oh, good.
And Zama.
Oh, wow, okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Alright, I'm going to... Oh, boy. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move as close as I can to this guy over here. Let's see, I gotta hold it. There you go. So what is it? Here. 5, 10. Can I cut this corner?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 gets me right here. So I can see this guy. And I am going to yeah, so I'm gonna run. So I'm gonna like look at who is this guy anyways? Is he a dwarf that was next to me?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look at the dwarf and I'm
smart.
just like try to keep the rest of the party safe and get them all together, and then I run up and behind the tent I jump over or like jump, you know, well I probably don't need to. I'm like 8 feet tall. I probably don't need to jump. I just step over it. The little hitch thing there, and I go to slug this guy with my greatsword. Let's see if I can hit. Does a 16 hit?
That hits.
Awesome. I will do damage, normal, and I have an ability for 2s. I think I treat them as 3s. Let me just double check real quick.
My goodness.
Features. Let's see here. Class feature. Thought I saw it somewhere. Second one, weapon master. Where did it go? I thought I saw something about it. Fighting. Oh yeah, great weapon fighting. Yes. When I roll for damage for an attack and I make with a melee weapon that I'm holding with 2 hands, which I'm doing with this, you can treat any 1 or 2 on the damage die as a 3. The weapon must have 200 feet. So that should be 11 damage instead of 10.
Okay.
I can second wind to attack again. Is that how that works? Second wind? As a bonus
He
action?
drops.
Oh, he drops?
You smash his face in.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I guess there's that. I look in the after he drops. I come in. I shove my sword right into crack him down. I look in the wagon. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
There is a scared gnome in there, and he says, I'm okay now."
Might be best to get to the center with everybody else so we can keep everyone safe. So I just kind of point that way, and I got my eyes set on this one right here if he's still alive next round. So,
All right.
I don't think I can do anything else because I can't move, so I can't do anything. I don't really have any range. I guess I have a javelin. You gain hit points. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. First time playing a fighter, so
Yeah.
that was the
No,
first
I
time.
think your greatswords thing was for if you missed and you hit, so that's good. And you have graze or whatever on your greatsword, so.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
it's action sword.
All right. Well, that brings us back to the top of the round. So that was the end of round 1. So we will wrap it up there. Thanks for indulging the subclass RP. Sorry we couldn't get farther into the fight, but for next session we'll start out with level 3. I will. Yeah. So expect that.
Okay.
Nice.
Otherwise, good session, everyone. Everyone put heroic inspiration on your sheets if you don't have it on there already.
Sweet.
Checked.
Yeah.
Since I put 10 gold down saying we weren't going to reach Baldur's Gate tonight.
What?
Turns out they were mimic coins. Sorry, Paul.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Come on, Maya.
so,
All right.
all right. Well, I will.
It was a hilarious progression of heart to heart, selling our soul. Now we're being attacked by cultists. I was like, that escalated
Just
quickly.
another Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, gonna do a quick raid after. So anyone that is in the stream, please stick around for that raid. Let's see. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah, I do have a question though for Phil. Since we're going to level 3, do you want us to roll for hit points or take standard?
You can do either. If you do roll it in
here.
D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Oh,
Or
I
here.
rolled it in Foundry, Phil.
Okay,
Oh,
that's fine.
D&D Beyond.
If you scroll up, you'll see my
One or
roll.
the other. Roll it in one or the other.
Okay.
Just so that if there's
I'm
a question.
kind of scared to roll, honestly, the way I've been rolling.
Yeah.
I'm scared to roll.
Huh. We could always raid Critical Role.
Oh, wait, Critical Role streaming right tonight?
Yeah.
4 people going.
They're doing a one-shot, apparently. It's in my live channel
Oh my
list.
god.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Can you choose streams to raid?
Yes. There's yeah, you can. So.
Did your stream get notified that a raid started?
Yes, you do actually. I have a notification on mine for when a raid starts. There's a sound, and that happened actually. I think a couple weeks ago. I heard a sound. I was like, "What is that?" Because I totally forgot I did that. And then I see in the chat a raid happen. I was like, "Oh, that's what it happened. I forgot I even did that." But yeah, so.
I'm sure a channel like theirs gets raided all the time.
Probably. I would guess they have some of that stuff turned off. Otherwise, it'd probably get annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna raid this RPG storytelling, although it looks like they might be on break. I don't know, but it looks like they might be on break. But it's they had a few people in their chat, so I thought, why not give them a couple extra views.
Hey Paul, just so you know, if you type in 8000 ISK, they think it's Icelandic krones.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Not EVE Online. That's not the default.
Okay. Well, I mean, it is an Icelandic-based game company, so
Well, that does make
Oh,
sense then,
that makes more
knowing
sense
that
then.
now.
yeah.
So,
Apparently, they use their currency in the game.
well, at least the abbreviation for it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, too funny. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it looks like that the one I was planning on raiding is taking a break. I don't know if it's a 5 or 10 minute break. Shoot, I haven't had that started. Oh well. I guess I'll just go that way. Is there anything else that I can think of? Just be back in 2 weeks. Wait, what's 2 weeks from now?
The 25th.
Okay.
25th.
Yep. Okay. Cool. And so yeah. All right. So it looks like we've raided the party. So should be over there.
Nice.
There we go. Join over there.
Cool.
So we'll have a. Let me transition this here.
Right.
So,
Put the map in the player notes.
Thank you.
I was kind of hoping like adding it to that item.
No, I mean the easiest is going to be to use
Yeah.
and then they stay permanently.
Yeah. Well, it's just like an instant. It's like part of the map. Right. So,
Silent prophets dancing on strings. Politicians pulling darker things. Whistlers bloody beneath the loose glow. The face they show is not the face we know.
What do you mean, Phil? That doesn't say you right here.
Promises fade like smoke in the air. Always a poison they're eager to share. Just off the order they cast of throats. Broken morals carved in stone. Codes of the opinion rising high. Running love for the sea under the sky.
just always had the show player, but I was expecting.
Waking up to falling skies, searching your wings iodized, shadowed by the darkened days, breaking chains and suns away. Whispers of the damned inside, swallowed by the rising tide, hoping light will find my way, drawing strength in night and day, rising like a phoenix flame. Out of ashes we break the chain.
For the rest.
Shining in the suits up high, looking down with those blind eyes. Never hear us, never see. Shut your light, they'll never be.
Yep. I guess.
Whispers in their golden heart.